welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast. As my dog is behind me on the stairs. Of course we are. Another live match day watch along. 1 second, come on. Going the wrong way. Where's cut the one now? Don't you start. So again, we are live for another match day watch on England versus Brazil. Live at Wembley. Sorry about that. Liam will be joining us as well tonight for watch along as well, with possibly Bobby as well, a little mascot this season. Yeah, I think that's like this is the inaugural thing that UEFA are doing now. European champions versus champions or whatever. They may have done it with the European champions versus the previous world champions last summer, and now this spring they've decided to do it to women in terms of the Copa America champions in Brazil versus the European champions England, and we're hosting it. Both of them we're hosting. No, we blagged that one, but okay. It's a sellout crowd as well, complete sellout. Every seat apparently has been sold, so hopefully everyone turns up tonight. Yeah, apart from that, they've got the poll in the chat as well. 1 second. Got a poll in the chat going. Basically, who do you think is going to win tonight? Because there is going to be a winner, one way or the other, be it 90 minutes or I think it's extra time and penalties possibly. If it's a draw after 90. For the WSL Arsenal enthusiasts that are here in the channel regularly, you'll recognise one of the faces on the Brazil squad. Rafael, she is starting tonight for Brazil. The main player for Brazil had to put out with a thigh injury, though, so she won't be able to play herself. But yeah, in terms of recognised faces, there'll be one recognised face you'll notice as you play with Arsenal, of course. Let's make it teams up now whilst we wait for Lee to join us. Bear with me, got a couple of my mug as well. I'm doing it. Try something new today. Here we go. This is the England team for tonight. Here we go. You've got Mary Earps in goal, Lucy Barnes, Jess Carter, Kira Walsh, Leah Williamson, Alex Greenwood, Lauren James, Georgia Stanway. I mean, that's for me. For me, I want to start in Georgia based on the form of what I've seen of her. Again, I've only seen of her. What can I say? I've only seen Georgia play what 2 games against Arsenal in the last few weeks, and you guys know, regulars here on the channel know, for me, she was non-existent, completely non-existent. So personally, I wouldn't have started her tonight, but I understand Serena's got to back the people that got her this far so far, and she was one of them. But also, yeah, we've got Alicia Russo, the WSL top goal scorer, starting as well, obviously, Ella Toon and Lauren Hemp. And then on the bench, I'll off the screen briefly, we've got Maya Letitia, Elle Roebuck, who was a Man City goalkeeper from the weekend, Morgan, Charles, Jordan Nobbs. Who noticed that video? It's good to see her back in England SAP as well, going to World Cup. Touchwood. She avoids any injuries this time around. Chloe Kelly, the player that obviously plays for Man City, former Arsenal Academy player as well, scored their goal to win England the Euros last summer. Is on the bench. Laura Coombs, Rachel Daly's on the bench. Jess Park, Hannah Hampton, and Kate E. Robinson on the bench. So yeah, I'm sort of happy with that. And also say this, Jill Scott and someone else. I didn't recognise the Brazilian players come out, but Jill Scott's come out with a Brazil player as well, ex-Brazil player, with the inaugural trophy just before kickoff. Put it in a pedestal so the players go out. Oh. But yeah, I mean, for a seller, there's a few empty seats before kickoff in the lower and upper. So I'm a bit disappointed when they've advertised it as a complete sellout. Like literally every seat possible was claimed to be sold. So I'm disappointed at the moment as it stands. I'm seeing a lot of them, not loads of those, but still you notice the empty seat. Put it that way. Mainly in the upper, but there is some in the lower two as well, which is slightly concerning. Teams are ready to come out as well. As you saw in the actual image as well, England are playing a new kit. Got the new home kit and away kits announced this week. They're going into the World Cup. And for the first time ever, the women are being allowed to wear the blue shorts, basically, the home kit, and not white, which is a progress, I would say. If you know, you know. Again, for me, it's just the home kit itself, in terms of the shirt, it's basic. It's definitely tried. It's just been Nike, this current template in Nike just doesn't work. Every kit they have looks ugly, especially the home template on the home dress. It looks awful. And the England one, again, I preferred the previous England women's home shirt to this one. I don't like that little pointy bit at the top of the collar. I don't like it. It's just not me. But I will say I do like the away kit. It's like pale blue, got a pet pattern in it. Got a 90s throwback pattern sort of thing as well. So yeah, I like it. I might see how things go. But might trick yourself out before the World Cup comes along. Teams are out, by the way, doing their national anthem, Brazil national anthem first. And Liam just messaged me, he'll be on very, very soon, he said. Yep, if you're new to the channel, by the way, do smash that like button, do subscribe as well. It's completely free. You want to become a member, let me know. I'll put a link in the chat. And you've got a choice of 99p, £2.99. They're the two levels, the only two levels ever in this channel. And you've got your emojis, you've got your membership badges. So the first badge you'll get as a member is the channel logo, and it upgrades after a month to it's all Arsenal related. All membership badges are Arsenal related. The emojis are Arsenal related, and the more members we get, the more emojis I can do for you guys that you can use to interact in all these watch-alongs we do, be it Arsenal, the men or the women, or these sort of games as well. Or in the podcast, we do the podcast, which we're doing. There's been a bit of a delay in the podcast. Instead of doing it on Monday when we normally do it, I've decided, there's a Charlton, the pigeon there. Can't score for love of money for his car, but he's there at Wembley. He's getting beyond Brazil team, so fair enough, but still, there's a Tottenham, so I've got to go. Good enough, that is. Just, yeah, that's thrown me off. That's thrown me off now, I'll say. Oh, yeah, that was it. But yeah, the more emojis you'll be able to use, and you can use them in the podcast. Yeah, in terms of the podcast, it's meant to be on Monday. But I thought, we'll do something different this week. We'll do it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock UK time. Obviously, you'll hear live first, and then the audio will be up on all the audio platforms: Google, Apple, Spotify, etc. All the audio podcast platforms. For you to go and listen back to. If you miss any of it, you can go back and listen to it on the go. God save the king, not the queen. Like the fucking singer did it for the England League game in the men's international break. It's not like it's like happened either. The change of the monarchy in England's changed recently. Oh no. It's like, come on. Not long enough. And the woman, poor girl, was the singer for the national anthems for England, Italy versus England in the men's internationals for qualifiers. And she not only was she completely out of sync with the tune, but she also got the main lyric of the national anthem nowadays wrong. And it was like she got absolutely hounded for it. But players, there were certain players you could tell that as well since the change of the monarchy, where they've struggled to find the adapters, I would say. But it is what it is. It's going to some reason gone to an advert. The national anthem to get ready to kick off. It's like, oh no, RTV, let's go to an advert break for one poxy advert. The one thing I hate about football at home nowadays is literally, as it goes back to kick off, no matter be on ITV, Channel 4, the England, the men's internationals, or Sky or BT, the Premier League, or whoever, they always go to literally. They come out, do their little Premier League wise, come out, do their little handshake, and then let's go to an ad break. Go, we're live. Like, fucking no, you're not. You're nothing for another advert. Most of the adverts are mainly gambling. We want to cut down and support the people addicted to gambling. Oh yeah, clearly that's why every advert you go to before the game kicks off is Bet365, Ray Winston, like the advert from like 20 years ago. But yeah, you want to help crack down on helping people with gambling addiction, do you? Clearly. This wordplay. But it just does my head in. It's like the advert. It's needless. It's completely needless. Go back to the day where you had your advert, like, national anthem and kick off next. Go to your break, come back, have your national anthems or handshakes, whatever. Just crack on. Don't do this. Oh, I've done the national anthem. I've should have a break of 30 seconds for a needless ad that we see for the 20,000th time of the day. Before kick-off players are going. Both teams are going in the centre circle, by the way. Get your score predictions in the chat, by the way, and I'll put them up on the screen for all to take part in. I think this is a tribute to Pele, yeah? So I think this is the first time the women's team have played since obviously Pele's passing, so this is obviously fitting that obviously they're here, so we're paying tribute and all that at Wembley as well. Man, it's got time's going fast as well on this. Still can't believe he's gone. He was old, you know what I'm saying? And I think he's captain as well with Brazil, that's cool. Put more heart into it, Jill, bloody hell. Jill's got to say, like, fucking hell. Right, let's see it's kicking off. Right, who won a toss for the kick-off then? Did we or did they? Looks like we did. Come on, England. Also, in terms of the lineup with Leah Williamson, still of playing CDM like she does normally for Serena for England, she's dropped into centre back to cover for Millie Bright, who's at the international break because of her injury she picked up 2 weeks ago with Chelsea. Come on, England. Come on. Let's get the scoreboard ready. As you can see behind me as well, we're all prepared for Easter as well in the household. And we're underway. The first inaugural female, whatever they want to call this, basically, Finalissima. That's poor from. That's just can't get away as well. Right. So, Emma, I've got to lift. Oh, no, what? I can't listen to her. I can't. Why is Emma Hayes co-commentating? For God's sake! Oh my days! I've got to partially listen to her now tonight. Oh, people know my thoughts on Emma Hayes, so that's not a good sign. Oh dear God! Liam, please hurry up. I need you quick. I might lose my mind. Oh dear. I'm going to go for 2-1 England, by the way, my score prediction. Obviously got back the national thing and all that, obviously, on home turf. Yeah. Water picture. Oh, I don't know. Don't use that. What was it? I've got to check my fucking laptop now to get actually that far. Right. Again, this is good prep. Again, obviously at some point, there's a possibility England could play Brazil in the World Cup down under. So, again, good preparation playing these sort of teams before a World Cup. We're not caught off guard when we do play this caliber of team at the World Cup, because otherwise we can't. Because for years we've seen with the men, 9 times out of 10 it comes to the game. That's to qualify for a World Cup. 9 times out of 10 they play these with all due respect, random teams that are not going to be a real challenge to us at the World Cup. Teams that we should be beating that World Cup anyway. And then we get to the World Cup, play a big team, get the shock, and lose. At least with Serena and the women's side of things, they actually are preparing themselves properly with who we play once we qualify for a World Cup or Euros. The games we pick for friendlies or whatever, they make sense. They're not just putting for the sake of it. Like since we won the Euros, we played Japan and the USA straight after winning the Euros. Two of the women's teams that dominated women's national football for years. Let's be honest, for years. It's always been duked out the World Cup between them two. And we've gone straight away. Even before winning the Euros that was in place with the World Cup in mind. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense because you're preparing yourself. You're preparing the players to come up against this sort of caliber of team come the World Cup. So they're not caught off guard, and then you don't go, oh no, we didn't practice for this. And then we get knocked out, it's a shock. Got to say, a bit of a slow start, right? There's only a few minutes in, but yeah. So with respect to the both teams, no one's really gone for it yet and trying to grab the game by the back of the net. A bit scrapping and the ball away both as well. Me. Oh, Georgia again. And the ball away. I said before the game, I did say, personally, I would have started Georgia Stanway but again, that's only based on what I've seen of Georgia Stanway going into these internationals. That's basically against Arsenal in the Champions League. Not again, both legs. I said it then, and I say it again. She was non-existent, and that's my reason behind why I would have played it. I started it. I would have picked her for the squad, but wouldn't have played her. Started her anyway, just based on the fact of form. But again, which was part of the summer heroics and all that. Serena's obviously rewarding their players for that. Never's now got the outsiders have got to work. That have got to graft their way to get past them after Georgia. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so the reason why Victor is that again with this is she had the ball in midfield driving acres of space, like 10, 15 yards of space around her. And she passed the ball back to Brazil. Wasn't on it. Didn't pass the ball accurately to her teammate. It was just like hit and hope pass, and yeah, go on, Russo, go on, Russo, go on, Russo. Oh, player's gone down. Oh, the flag's gone offside. There's a flag up for offside. Yeah, commentators are saying there is VAR and goal line tech in place for tonight as well. Yeah, she looks off. She looked offside. It was close though. I think it was for Raphael. Is that Raphael? Do you want to call him away there? Steve just expect better than that. Raphael, not Raphael. Come on. Commentators are a nightmare. I mean, it's basics. Just do your research. Figure out. Ask the question to the players. How do you pronounce your name and commentating and all that? So we're doing a professional job ourselves. And it's just it's got an E on the end, and she's a girl. Raffaele. It's Raffaele. I mean, Hope Powell didn't help herself at the weekend with a co-commentating on the Arsenal Man City game, did she? Because I didn't know I was commentating on the time, the commentary on at the time, wasn't the back, and oh my god. Both the commentator and Hope Powell had an absolute mare. In terms of when it came to either mispronouncing names or not bothering out of just saying total disrespect to the likes of Laura Vitvire and going, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. And then there's been complete backlash ever since. Even on the BBC, because obviously the BBC hired her in the first place. And the commentator as well, the main commentator. Oh my god, what fucking time? Rachel Day. It's not Rachel Day. What's her name? Mine's all fucking blank now, but the second time she's going the ball away now. Jess Carter, that's it. Jess Carter's going the ball away twice now. The first 8 minutes. Needless to say, again, no pressure on her. Both times, even most recently, no pressure on her, and she's giving the ball away so cheaply, so to say. Oh, yeah, this is really annoying me actually, because again, in terms of the setting, going back to the season now, because the game still takes a bit of time to get going, flow-wise from both teams. I'm going to say it again. We were told publicly by the FA and all that, and the organisers in general, the entire stadium was a sellout. But in terms of every seat in that stadium, Wembley, for anyone who doesn't know, is a 90,000 capacity stadium. Yet I'm literally looking either side of where the camera's facing. You've got a tunnel, and you've got obviously seats in and around it either side. And there's rows of blocks of seats that are empty. And we're nearly 10 minutes into the game. So they clearly didn't sell their tickets. And it's not just there. It's not just there. There's little patterns here and everywhere throughout other parts of the stadium as well. I'm literally looking at like 4 seats one place, but another 4 seats, like 5 rows up. Other block, there's 3 seats. But it's just a sellout apparently. So I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. They've gone about business saying, it's a sellout. Yeah, clearly not. Most of them tickets probably have been in the sponsorships and they ain't bothered to turn up because it's women's football. Again, the main area I'm looking at is where the VIPs and all that stuff. VIPs and sponsorships are stuck near both teams' dugouts and all that, or around that area. That's where the majority of the empty seats are. Got Gary in the chat. Hello, Gary. How you doing, my friend? I did see your message, by the way, so just see it now. So I'm not definitely don't think I'll ignore you or nothing. But I hope you're keeping well, my friend. I'm ready for the weekend. How's your nerves ahead of Sunday, Easter Sunday? Against Liverpool. This game's so scrappy so far. Oh, that Russo's on the wing here. Go on, Russo. Go on, Russo. Oh, Russo. Free kick, surely. Raphael. Raphael, not Raphael. This commentator's really pissed me off now. Raphael then knows Russo should be Raphael should be doing better than that. She knows better than that as well. Oh, there he is. Backstage just now. Here he is.
Here he is.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sorry, mate. I had I'm on my own tonight, so I'd put it to bed and all that.
Oh, that's right, no worries. Not another hen night, is it?
Nah, a wedding. But it's a wedding, funnily enough.
You recover from your Dublin weekend?
Nah, mate. I thought I did, but I don't think I have.
Ooh.
Absolute carnage.
Oh dear.
Dressed up as Mike Dean. I thought was brilliant.
Yes, so.
I was handing red, yellow and red cards out in the nightclub all night long.
I think it was.
Fucking brilliant.
Oh, yeah, so I saw all your little costumes, like Miss Doubtfire, or I'll call Miss Doubtfire, but yeah, the old lady.
Yeah, we try not to talk about that one so much. To be honest, I actually thought I pulled it off quite well because when I first got to the airport, he was like, obviously I knew I was getting an outfit, and he gave it to me. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, do you know what I mean? It was like I had to go into the old toilets in Gatwick Airport, and it must have took me about 15, 20 minutes to put. Like he had everything: handbag, bracelet, necklace, shoes, the lot, and glasses. I come out and I thought, actually, that ain't too bad as it goes.
He actually made the effort.
Cool, mate. He went all out. He went all out, mate. Pardon?
And I saw your Mike Dean impression.
The Mike Dean one was brilliant. A brilliant idea.
Oh, dear.
Not that I like Mike Dean, by the way.
Oh, not at all. Well, he could be losing his job apparently in this season.
Is he?
That's the current rumours going about. That basically he's going to be let go in summer from his new role.
Howard Webb's he must be praying, mate, that we don't lose the league by a point. Surely.
I imagine that. I want to get this Sunday out of the way. Get Anfield out of the way. Get the 3 points and just crack on, man.
Mate, it's a hard game Sunday, mate. Like it is a very hard game Sunday, but
it's Anfield. Even in our glory years under Wenger, Anfield away was always a tough fixture.
I know, and look what happened to Man United the other weeks. You can't underestimate it. But at the same time, I look at our midfield and look at their midfield, and I think if our midfield turns up Sunday, gives us a good chance of getting a result over there. If we win the game, then I think we got a great chance of winning the league. Do you know what I mean? But we can't underestimate the rest of the fixtures that we got for the rest of the season because even Brighton at home, mate, that's hard. We've struggled at home to Brighton. Oh, I know West Ham got smashed last night, but you'd like to think you beat West Ham.
You watch, so they'll lose to Fulham or something, or draw, lose or draw. If he'll get sacked, they'll be sacked. There'll be a new manager bounce when we play next week.
We need West Ham to win that game Sunday.
Yeah, just get Moyes in the job.
Because I could see Potter turning up there.
Oh God, no.
I could see Potter turning up there.
Can it?
Yeah. I think the only thing that's keeping Moyes in the job at the moment is that obviously he's in Europe still.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can think that he's still in the job because he's doing bloody awful in the league.
Yeah.
Like if Rodgers has got sacked, then he should get sacked as well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you look at the games, mate. Like even Chelsea, don't get me wrong, like they're crap, but you can't underestimate them.
I mean, it's Frank Lampard, so it can kind of. It's Frank Lampard.
Well,
come on.
He must be the only manager, yeah, right? Like, if any other manager got sacked from that post at Everton with his win rate, yeah, right, they'd be lucky to get a championship job.
Yeah.
And he bowls his way back in for an end of season like swan song at Chelsea.
Well, it could. If he does well, it could be long term again. Imagine that.
I can't see it.
Personally, I can't now. Yeah, I was in Twitter space earlier this afternoon. I was like, there's a Chelsea fans in there. I'm like, mate, you brought Lampard back. You're coming to the Emirates. You're getting smacked. And I've said it. I've gone out of chest. And I'm saying we are absolutely smacking them. We are going to get our chance now. Because we said this a few weeks ago. I think myself and Gary and all that. We was like, we wanted the Frank Lampard fixture this season. We didn't get Frank Lampard at all this season because obviously our home game got to be removed because of the Queen's there. But by the time we came around, he was sacked. Goodison, he was sacked before. But now we're getting our chance to smack up Frank Lampard. We're going to do it. As long as we do, not again, assuming we do the job on Sunday, and then the week before we play Chelsea, do a job at the Etihad, be it a win or a draw, depending on the situation we're in at the time. I fully expect us.
Do you know what?
And absolutely obliterate Chelsea. I mean, obliterate the baskets.
I think I look at the Man City, right? Their last 4 games. And you chuck Brighton away in there, you chuck Brentford away in there. Even if we somehow was to have a couple of bad games now, yeah, right. I still think, yeah, right, they're not going to win all 4 of them away games. Like 3 of their last 4, Everton away, Brighton away, Brentford away. Like,
and Chelsea as well.
Pardon?
And they've got Chelsea as well.
And they've got Chelsea at home. And you just look at them games, mate. You think, I think they'll slip up at least in one of them games. They'll definitely slip up in one of them games. Like I'm thinking, the Brighton game's the game for them. That's going to be the really tricky one. But we need Brentford to at least have something riding on it at the end of the season as well.
If he goes that far for us as well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But I think if we do win at Liverpool, then I think that the confidence that's going to give the team going into the last 8 games is going to be absolutely massive. But
because of how long it's been since we've got a result there already. So
I look at every game and I'm thinking, Jesus, like it's just like nerve-wracking time now, isn't it? Like it's 3 points and that's it. It doesn't matter how you get the 3 points as long as you get the 3 points.
Yeah, it's like I was saying last week going into the before kickoff Saturday's game against Leeds. The nerves, again, I enjoyed it because obviously I've been in while since we've been in this situation, but at the same time, it's just nerve-wracking because you're like every second you're on edge, you're like, come on, please, just get the goal. Once you get that goal, that relief, it's just like, okay, cool. We'll move on to the next one, and then that 7 days later, start again. But I'd rather be in our position and being chased at the moment than check, or rather that than chasing.
Yeah, because the thing with them chasing us, yeah, right? And this is the other thing. If we get a positive result this week, yeah, right? Like with our 2 next games, we should be looking at them as winning games. West Ham away and Southampton at home. They don't play on the 22nd. So then they fall, okay, they might be 2 games behind us, but they fall even more points behind us. And then it becomes to them, they can't afford to lose any game. They can't afford to draw any game. Like it'll get to the point where they have to win every single game, and that brings the pressure on itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I know again they should win tomorrow against Southampton, but Southampton got something to fight for at the moment.
It's not a gimme. It's not a gimme whatsoever. Like
Southampton at home, aren't they tomorrow?
If they're 0-0, Ward-Prowse gets a free kick. You know, there's a chance.
Yeah, imagine bloody hell. And then, oh my God, that'd be more. I don't know if I enjoy it or be more stressed going into Sunday though.
Well, do you know what? If somehow Southampton got a win, it gives us a free hit at Liverpool. Plus, we get rid of that shit, one of them shit games out of the way. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the 3 out of the way then.
Yeah, sure.
I don't see us losing all 3 away games. Like not as long as we got Partey, Jesus, and hopefully we can get Saliba back fit soon. But as long as we got all them fit, I don't see us losing all 3 away games.
No. I mean, Tom's on the chat. He's asking who will be sacked first, Moyes or Cooper. Moyes.
Well, I don't think Cooper deserves to be sacked, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the first is more on Moyes.
Yeah, it's got. I don't think Cooper gets sacked before the end of the season.
No. He's got that thing is with Moyes. He's not Moyes. Cooper, because of what he did last season. He came in and all that. Got promoted for the first time in 23 years back to the league. I only
think as well, right? Palace has sacked Vieira because they knew they were going to get Hodgson back. They get him. I'm still thinking that now as a bit of a joke dismissal. Yeah. Like more and more I think about it, and more I think how we stuck by Vieira. I mean Arteta, and they're not expected to be. Let's be honest, Palace ain't expected to be any better than 12. If we're being frankly honest with the money they've spent. They only sacked him because they knew they could get Hodgson to the end of the season. Like Chelsea a little bit, innit? Like they've fallen back on someone. I don't see West Ham going to fall back on to the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? Like Forest, who are they really going to get into the end of the season now? If you get if you sack someone now, you're looking at a caretaker manager, just like these two clubs have done.
Yeah.
What's going on with Leicester? Who's in charge of Leicester?
I don't know who it is now, but they haven't hired no one yet. It's just who they brought in. Well, not brought in, but who they kept back from Brendan's team, basically. Probably his name though. Adler or something like that.
I don't see why they sacked Rodgers though. Like at the moment, like if they were going to sack Rodgers, they should have done it earlier on. Like,
I said this earlier in the season. At the start, when they had that poor start to the season and they were rock bottom, like the lowest points total, I thought he'd go then. The fact they stuck by him, he got through that.
Oh, we go. It's got to be 1-0. 1-0.
Come on, George Stanley.
Goal. That's a great goal, by the way.
What's the name? The name there. Man United. Toon, that's it. Ella Toon with a goal. Sorry. What's the goal?
Doing well, the Man United girls at the moment, aren't
they? Yeah, just about. We've got played them. That's our next WSL game, actually.
Yeah, well, we owe them a little bit of payback, don't we, after what happened at the Emirates?
Yeah. No, it was meant to be on the weekend, the first weekend back. But because of our Champions League exploits, there's been, for some reason, a Champions League semi-finals on the weekend.
That's a great goal, by the way.
Yeah, they've now moved the Man United game to the 19th, so days before the first leg.
That is a great goal.
Yeah. We've been a better team. Great assist from Lucy Bronze, but yeah, we've been a better team going forward and all that. It's just been, up till then, lack of threat.
But yeah, like, I don't know with Leicester. I just don't see the point why they sacked him now. Like, they should have sacked him back in January if they were going to sack him. Do you know what I mean? They had plenty of opportunities to pull the trigger and they didn't. And then they wait till like 9 games to go. And then they ain't got no one in place for Aston Villa. Like, they had Aston Villa at home and lost the game. I think they'd have had more chance of winning the game with Brendan Rodgers. I just think it's a bit of a joke, really, that Leicester won. Just, like,
I think they'll go.
Well, I do go. I do go now.
I think they will because of just.
I think they're in trouble, mate. I think they're the ones who shouldn't have done it. I think they should have just kept the manager at the end of the season, and like they made their decision back in January, like that he was going to be the manager at the end of the season, and then they decided to sack him with 9 games to go. It just don't make sense to me. Like, he's an experienced Premier League manager still. Like he was.
Yeah, it's the Leicester owner seeing the teams in and around him, like his club, sack their managers. Start sacking their managers and bringing in fresh blood, and they're thinking, "Well, we need to do it." And then they drop into the bottom 3 like red button, bang, panic button, FC. But I've got no one lined up. Uh-oh.
But it's like the Hodgson one, isn't it? Like, yeah, fair enough, he got a good win the other day, but Vieira could have easily got that win the other day, yeah, right? And you look at it and you think, wait a minute, they had Brighton away, that was their biggest rivals. They had Arsenal away. They had Man United at home and away. They had Newcastle at home. They had Man City at home, and Brentford away. And you look at them fixtures and you sit there and you think,
Man City,
what other manager was going to do much better with the options he had?
Yeah. And also, Man City at home was like the game before he got given the can. Like the Vieira's last home game in charge, I think it was. Following a straight by a player on the pitch was out of his control. They were getting a point out of that game at least. On a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And that team's going for the title in terms of Man City.
Yeah, I think that was a very harsh one. But, like, don't get me wrong, Hodgson will keep them up easily. Palace were never going down. Like, in my eyes, they were never going down. Their last 10 fixtures, they got so many winnable games in them fixtures, they were never going down in the first place.
Again, for me, I've said it for a while, I've said it for years now. In terms of Palace ownership, they I don't think they have a clue what they're doing. They're just happy to rake the money in as much as they can, and they just go, "Yeah, we're happy with what we are." Oh, there's a possibly going down. Fuck it, 5 years. We'll go back to square one again. While we were before you came in, sorry, bringing in the old guys.
Yeah, like you've got to go back to a 75.
Roy Hodgson, it's till the end of the season. Surely they're not that naive to go and give him a new contract.
No, they won't give him a new contract. They will go out and get.
Because they're now proven.
Well,
under Vieira, 20 months into the process.
Brendan Rodgers?
And they panic.
Brendan Rodgers?
Would he come down to London?
Well, he was at Chelsea, weren't he?
Again, of course, obviously he's won an FA Cup.
There's options there, though. There's options there at the moment. Like I'd be trying to tuck into these lot straight away. There's Potter that's through. I don't expect Potter. I think Potter will end up at somewhere like West Ham. If I'm being totally honest, I could see Potter at West Ham, but I think Rodgers at Palace. I think now would actually be quite a good. Like his stock's not totally high after what's happened in Leicester this year, is it? So I think him getting a job in the Premier League is all or nothing.
He won an FA Cup a couple of years back as well. I think that goes in his favour. He's a proven Premier League proven manager, but also he got a team like Leicester to a cup final and won it.
But who else is going to go in for him realistically above Palace?
That's the question.
Do you know what I mean? Who realistically is going to go in for him? There isn't no one, is there? Like you look at the managerial in higher clubs. Like there is no one. Like you look at Brighton, they've got their guy and he's doing brilliant. And I think when Crystal Palace sometimes look at, I think the problem with Palace, and I know like a lot of my mates at Palace, like they see what's going on at Brighton in terms of their scouting system and all that, and how they're finding these players left, right, and centre. But Palace don't seem to have that kind of scouting system. Do you know what I mean? And you look at Leicester a few years ago when they won the league, how they were finding these Mahrezes and Kantés of the world. And when you're a team at that level, you need to have a good scouting system.
Yeah,
you do need to have a good scouting system, and I think you look at Brighton, you think they're the team at the moment, aren't they? That are finding all these unearthed gems, and like they're making big money out of all these players. Like you think they're making so much money out of them, it's incredible. Like look at that left winger they got now. He'll go for 50-60 million at some point over the next year.
2-0.
2-0.
Lauren James to the goal. Reese's sister.
Oh, I can't stand her.
Was it 0-0 still? I thought it was 1-0. Tim's goal. I thought it was 1-0. I didn't notice the scoreboard. I was
Did that one get disallowed, did it?
Must have been, because it's literally, I looked at the scoreboard thinking it was 2-0. Actually, 0-0. That one, it's 1-0. It's 1-0 now.
Whose was the goal, though? Are you sure that one went offside?
No, because literally, I looked at the scoreboard as she hit the shot. It was 0-0 on it.
No, I don't know, you know.
Never look on Sky Sports that monster.
No, it's been disallowed, that goal.
What, the
James's goal.
Oh, James's goal.
Oh, but yeah, you look at the teams above, like Brentford. They're not going to do nothing with their manager, are they? Fulham, they're pretty much happy in Marco Silva at the moment. But they are on a dip, to be fair.
Yeah.
I just think like I don't know where else Brendan Rodgers is going to go at the moment unless he goes abroad, and he don't really want to do that. I wouldn't have thought. So I think the Palace job might appeal to him. The only thing is, can he work with the board?
That's the question, and that's on the border, because the border going to stop doing that reputation of being happy with mid-table of saying one thing to the public and doing something completely different. They need to prove themselves now that they are willing to back a manager of like Vieira, back of Brendan Rodgers' skill, bring him in and back him with the players he wants, not just for one window or two windows, up every window so he's got the squad he wants, and look to build and get yourselves into Europe.
Yeah.
Look, let's be honest. Although the realistically they're in the top four, but we've got 5th, 6th, and 7th. We've got our European spots now.
I tell you what, it's a big battle this year as well, isn't it? You look at the league table, and you look at Brighton have got 2 games down still, and the way they're playing at the moment, like you wouldn't rule them out, would you, to kind of be competing up there?
No, not at all in terms of the top 4. No, just get a table up there once.
Oh, that went a good ball. It's getting very exciting now, isn't it? I just feel that Sunday. I just feel Sunday. is
obviously you've got Arsenal, Man City top 2, 72.64 respectively. Newcastle then third on 53 points, Man United on 53, but Newcastle third on goal difference of 26 compared to Man United's +5. Spuds are on 50 points.
Yeah.
Fifth. But
You look,
Brighton got 2 games now. Brighton winning 2 games now. That's 47, 49, 50, 51, 52. That puts them into 5th, a point off Man United.
Have Leeds got a manager? Did Leeds appoint someone?
Manager, they've got the former Watford guy. His name now. Ask Tom. Tom will know. Tom will tell us in the chat. But he's
Is that the team we beat 4-1 at the Emirates on Saturday? That Leeds.
Yeah,
that Leeds. Sorry, Tom. I had to put that little dig in there, mate.
I mean, to be fair, Tom, you did get away with it for 4 or 5 days since the event with Liam, so he's let you off. You sort of, mate.
Tom, I was just looking at it, yeah, right. And you look at the, you just look at the league as it is at the moment. Like Unai Emery, like what a job he's done there. Like absolutely amazing what he's done there, considering how Dean Smith and Steven Gerrard had it. Yeah. Like he could be looking at a top 6. He could be even going for a top 6 at the moment. They carry on the way they are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Liverpool don't really get why they're arresting players on Tuesday if they're going for the Champions League.
I can't think why. And then there's rumours today: no Salah, no Jota, no Nunez in training. Apparently,
it's all bullshit.
All mind games.
I do think Klopp's getting to the end of his reign there.
Yeah.
I do think Klopp's getting to the end of his reign there. Like he's at Dortmund, he had about a 7-year cycle, didn't he? And it seems to be creeping back up.
Even at his first club, Mainz, in Germany, 7 years. That 7th season, like the Dortmund that we mentioned there, and now this season with Liverpool, everything he built has fell apart.
Brentford, they've dipped away a little bit, in there over the last couple of games, but
they did have United away in midweek. Game.
Yeah, like you still can't complain that if they're sitting 9th.
Wait, they're just
Chelsea, just embarrassing. Like Chelsea, anyone else is 11th. If we were 11th now,
I would be slated.
The club would be getting ripped down from every single tabloid. But you still hear nothing, and they spent 600 million in the transfer window in January, and you still hear absolute nothing from the tabloid about Chelsea being 11th.
Yeah. Let alone they shelled out, was it 20 odd million pound in compensation to Brighton for their manager and sacked him 7 months later. I would love it if the relegation battle went to the last game of the season when there's about 5 or 6 teams. That'd be absolutely superb. Imagine every team that's currently within a point of each other or whatever on the last day, literally just fighting out. And every 5 minutes is changing the bottom 3 between them.
Well, I was looking at it, right. We got Southampton. We should, you'd like to think we get 3 points there. Forest, we should get 3 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
West Ham, you'd like to think we can get 3 points. So we've done quite well there over the last couple of seasons. Wolves at home last game of the season.
Yeah.
3 points. So we have got quite a lot at the bottom side of the table.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Brighton. And that's where it's going to be won or lost for us.
Yeah.
But Man City, as I said, they got to go away to Brentford, Brighton, Everton, Southampton, Fulham. You've got some tricky games, and you think if they're still playing in the Champions League and they've got this FA Cup game on the 22nd, they're literally going to have to play their last 4 games are literally going to be back to back on each other.
Well, this week coming, they've obviously got Southampton Saturday, 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. They've got Bayern Munich on Tuesday, I think it is, to play.
Yeah.
And then they've got their league game. Oh, sorry, it's the FA Cup, isn't it? Next weekend.
No, they got a game next weekend.
Who they got next weekend?
Let me have a look.
And then they've got the second leg after that. And then they get through that. They've got a semi-final against Real Madrid. There's no way Chelsea get through that.
Yeah, so here we go. I didn't ask for that, did I? Huh. They got Leicester at home.
Ooh.
Funnily enough, though, Leicester done all right at Man City over the last few years.
Yeah. They may have a new manager by them as well. New bounce. Depending on the manager as well, obviously. Just wonder who they're fucking looking at. Who's a favourite country? Do you know? Let's have a look on the phone. The rest. Let's have a look. Who's a favourite?
Here we go. So they have got that. Then beating Liverpool. They have got from the 26th of April. They've got the 26th of April Arsenal, the 30th of April Fulham away. Then they've got West Ham away midweek at home. Then Leeds at home. And this is the problem I think we've got at the moment with these is that these games, I think it's when they hit these last 4 games that's going to prove tricky for them. Everton, Man City, Chelsea, Brighton, Man City, Brentford, Man City. You need them to slip up somewhere where they're not going to slip up. Yeah. Like Saturday would be perfect.
Right, imagine. Oh my God. I was in the moment that was to happen on Saturday. I was so relieved.
We have to get something out of Man City. I think we can get something out of Man City.
Yeah, if, again, obviously, you've got some ages at the moment, probably, if we go on Sunday and get the 3 points, I think that confidence-wise, because of how long it's been since we've gone there, got to Anfield as a club, everything else has been booked. I think that confidence, that surge of confidence, then, for going into that Man City game a few weeks later, takes us to another level. And I think that's the worst thing that can happen for Pep, because, as I say, our players will then play obviously West Ham, Southampton, assumingly get the points there, get them to go into Man City, and we're on an ultimate high, and and they're chasing us, and there's a potential, because of games and all that between now and Man City at the Etihad, we could go into that game and at least, at a fair minimum, 11 points clear, depending on their results between now and then as well. We could be 11 points clear. That game could be a sealer, all but sealer, if that makes sense, in terms of where the title's going.
I know it sounds a bit, I was pretty impressed with Leeds on Saturday. But I know we beat them 4-1 in the end, but they definitely won.
They started off all right, but once that goal went in, from the penalty,
but I thought at 0-0, I thought they looked all right, and I thought, like, I just look at it now, like, I think they can go to Man City and cause a little bit of a day, like they did against Man United. You know what I mean? I think they're one of them teams who can go and cause an upset, even if they take a point, even if they nick the point. Do you know what I mean?
Tom, please have a word with Javi Garcia.
I do apologise for my comments earlier on, Mr. Tom.
We will love you forever. We'll never say back. If you do us a favour this season and do one against Man City for us and helps us win the title, we'll never, ever, ever slag off Leeds ever again.
We like Leeds. Apart from when Mark Viduka scored that goal. And apart from when Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored that goal as well. As he kindly reminded us.
Yeah, both them games for not going to the season as well, 99 and 2003.
A lot of work to be done still, mate. A lot of work to be done.
And again, I think it's more so because obviously me and yourself have been in the situation before as Arsenal fans. We lived through that era of the 98, 2002, 2004 title winning teams. We see the signs of a potential title win here. Hence why we're excited. Hence why we're not getting carried away, but we're enjoying it. We're not getting woe is the world. It's just, of course, the anxiety is there. It's not going to be there. No matter how experienced you are as a fan of seeing this, it's always going to be there because we've always got, especially nowadays, a team like Man City chasing me down. But because we've been there, it's like we can go, okay, relax, anxiety, but relax. Don't need to overdo it. Just see what the team does. We have faith in our team. unlike the younger generation that are panicking every week. As I see on Twitter every day, like, calm down. I'm experienced head. I've been here. Chill. Okay. 2 minutes later, we're gonna lose.
Even if we get a point at Liverpool, do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not the end of the world.
It would be kind of ironic if Jesus scored the winner on Easter Sunday, wouldn't it?
Oh God! Imagine the headlines. Imagine the thumbnails and all that as well.
Jesus arises.
Yeah.
Like, I was having a chat. I was having a chat with George, funnily enough. Yeah, right. And we were talking about Sunday, and I said to him, yeah, right. I would personally, and I know he's got a good record against Man City, Martinelli, but I would potentially start Trossard with Jesus and Saka on Sunday, because I think, firstly, Trossard's got an attribute in Liverpool this season. He's got good vibes. I think you've got to have Jesus in the team, whatever happens. Like, Jesus has to start this game. Like, he's a big game player, and I just think Martinelli last 30 minutes can come on and absolutely then rip Trent to shreds. Do you know what I mean? If and when needed. But I think on Sunday we need to be clinical, and I think you're more likely to have Trossard and Trossard's be the one who's going to be clinical out of all the strikers if needed, if given an opportunity. But that's just me. Like, I don't see how he can't start Jesus Sunday. People are saying don't start Jesus. I can't see how that happens.
Craig is he's not in chat tonight, but he's been in chat for the last few streams asking me for the Leeds game. Will you pick Jesus to start Leeds or Liverpool? I said I'll start for both. I'll give him, I said Leeds, start him, give him 60, 65 minutes, bring him off, and then start him again against Liverpool, give him the next 10, 15 minutes compared to Leeds, and just go from there. Depending on how the game's going, sorry. You'll reassess it. If we're like 2-0 up, 65 minutes, you can take him off, rest him. The West Ham game, things like that, build up his fitness. Because like it or not, guys, he's going to have to start playing games, build up his minutes one way or the other. Otherwise, how's he going to get his match fitness up for the Man City game and things like that when it really gets squeaky bum time? It's the same. We're going to see the same with Smith Rowe in terms of that as well. We'll start to see in a few minutes here and there, but he's going to start like Southampton and West Ham games. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Smith Rowe starting and then sort of go as well to get his minutes up, get his fitness up, because that's what top managers do. They don't just rush and bang. They're smart about it. And I think Arteta so far, touch wood, has been smart about it. He hasn't rushed him back from starting mode straight away. Gave him a few minutes here and there. Started him on Saturday. Did a good job. Then you've got to start. He's a big. Knock it, guys. He's a big part of what we do. He's a big game player. We need him, not just for the creative side of what he does on the pitch in terms of scoring a goal, creating a goal, but like Zinchenko, the leadership, the know-how of being here in this situation with Man City for the last 5 years, and winning for the last 5 titles, having that know-how. That I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. That their know-how and their experience now is going to come to it's going to come to fruition now more than ever. We've been seeing it throughout the season. I think it's going to go up to another touch wood. It's going to go up to another level. That could be the difference that gets us over that line. Notice that again. Remember when Liverpool won the title a couple of years back in the COVID season? And there's a go every week of that game. No matter how far they went, they were walking at one point, game by game. We are doing this. We're saying it's actually one game at a time. We're not getting carried away. Even Arteta, we're not getting carried away. One game at a time. It's great to win a situation, but we're just one game at a time. Count them down. See what happens. We're not getting drawn into the hype by the media or YouTube fans and all that. But it is half time, and Hawks are chucking up Hawk. But yeah, it's half time. England 1, Brazil 0. been pretty much dominant team in the game so far.
Pardon?
So we've been pretty much dominant team so far.
Yeah, well, it could easily be 2-0, couldn't it? Even without that goal. Like,
yeah.
Some of the counter attacks that we've had, but yeah, he looked much better in his Brazilian team, being totally honest.
Yeah, but they'll be very reserved, Brazilian team. Holding back.
It's quite incredible, like the strength of the England squad now, isn't it, in terms of depth? I've got such a good pool of talent now. Right, we got to be up there with the favourites for the old World Cup in July, and like a lot more of these girls get more experience, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And Beth's running as well, by the way.
Pardon?
Beth Mead's back on the running machine this week. Just started on Monday.
Do we think she can make the World Cup?
She does, but by the skin of her teeth. But she's running. There's a positive on one test. But we've heard what Beth's got to say. She's going to force herself to, if it kills her, to get to that World Cup now. As Serena said, you're not in our plans at the moment, but if a miracle happens, the door's always open. So it's down to the miracle to happen now.
I think even if they take her and she's on the bench, do you know what I mean? Like
the first few games, they're easier in sort of don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like she ain't going to be nowhere near fit to be starting games this year. Let's be honest, but like we got, as I said, we got a good pool of talent now with a lot more experience. Like these girls are another year experience. Like look at Russo, for example. Do you know what I mean? Like she's had an unbelievable season for Man United. Like even Ellie Toon for United. Like you just look around and you just see the competition. Like look at the league table. Like 4 teams kind of going for it. Like the league's getting more competitive, isn't it? And I think this is what kind of improves players is a league being competitive. Where in the past it's been 1 or 2 teams that kind of dominated it. So I think it's good to see. Like I think it's brilliant to see. I think it was brilliant to see us beat Chelsea in the League Cup final just for the fact that Chelsea had dominated like everything over the last couple of years, and we won that. I think and that's without our 2 best players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I do think that obviously seeing some of these other girls out there tonight is good. It's good for the overall picture of England.
Yeah, definitely. That's again, as I was saying before you came on as well, in terms of since winning the Euros, I know like USA and Japan are already putting in slots wise for friendlies and all that after the Euros, but the facts that even before the Euros, we're preparing the team for the World Cup and playing teams like Japan and USA that have dominated the women's game national-wise for years, and it's always been duped out the World Cup one for them too, 9 times out of 10. It's preparing the team. I don't want the men don't do this, but unlike the men, the women, Serena's got this. We are going in prepared as humanly possible. We are going to play the best of the best, friendlies or not, or whatever. You are going to play them. So you cannot say when it comes to the World Cup, we weren't prepared. No, you will be prepared, and we're going to go from that. Whereas the men, it's just no matter who the manager is or whatever, we just play. Once we qualify for a World Cup or Euros, we play the most bang average teams in friendlies for warm-up games for a tournament. And then when it comes to the World Cup, get into the tournament itself, and we play a France or Brazil or whoever, and we go, and we just go get knocked out, slapped all over the place.
Yeah. Is there anything Laura Woods doesn't do at the moment?
I don't know. She does this for ITV. She worked for Sky. She did an interview with AJ the other day as well.
Talksport.
There's Talksport as well. Bloody hell. That's everything. That's Monday.
She's literally everywhere, mate.
Darts as well. Ali Paddy every year.
Ali Paddy darts. Don't get me wrong. I ain't complaining in the slightest, but fair play.
Apart from last Christmas just gone, she was the main host for the dance as well for Sky as well. But obviously, one just got she couldn't because it was at the World Cup. So yeah, she's fair play to her. Keeps herself on her toes, keeps herself busy.
Yeah, Fair
You
play
going?
to him.
By the way, I was going to ask you. You going to the Wolfsburg game on Bank Holiday Monday?
Nah, mate. Nah.
Well,
You?
5,000. Yeah, I'm going. I was one of the first 5,000. So literally the next day, I phoned up and went, "Okay, got club level."
Nice. I can't really justify going there twice in 3 days at the moment. Got loads going on with a wedding next month, so.
There's that as well. Fair enough.
I look. A few people have asked me, and I'm just like, oh, I ain't gonna test the water on it.
Yes, club level. I paid 15 quid for the ticket.
What one set, mate? Something's happened.
Oh, go on. Dad, what's the football on? Why am I not down and watching? And when Liam comes back, I'll tell you. Wait till I tell him the managers that have been. I'm on odds checker, and the managers that are favourites for the rest of the job. Oh my god! I mean, one of them hasn't managed since Aston Villa. What? 10 years ago, nearly. None of us ain't even heard of. Yeah, do you want to hear the list?
Go on.
Of the managers and like the favourites for the Leicester job. Rafa Benitez, 3-1. Right.
See that?
Graham Potter, 8-1.
Yeah.
The current caretaker manager, Adam Sadler, 11-1. Now this is now brace yourself. Martin O'Neill, 12-1. Who hasn't managed a game at Premier League club for like 10 years.
How the fuck's his name still in there?
No idea. Jesse March, Ralph Passenhootel, Frank Harsey, Nigel Pearson, John Powell Thomason of Blackburn, Stephen Gerrard, Oscar Garcia, Michael Carrick, Steve Cooper, Vieira, Vincent Company, Thomas Frank Lampard, but Lampard can't because obviously he's at Chelsea now. Ruud van Nistelrooy, Bielsa, Dean Smith, Craig Shakespeare, Potts.
What a fucking joke.
Going by that, there's no plan. It's just like random.
There is no plan. There's no plan to sack him whatsoever, right? You can't tell me that they were thinking and planning to sacking him because you don't sack someone that close in the season, right? At least Chelsea and Palace had a fallback option where they had someone within like a clubman as such to take over. What Leicester got?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get why they sacked him. I just don't get, like, you stuck with him this long. You might just go through to the end of the season. He is an experienced manager. He probably will pick up a few wins here, there, and everywhere. And he probably would have got him sacked. I mean, safe. Then say to him, "See you later."
Yeah.
Who was it that time? Who was it who sacked someone with about 4 games to go?
Watford, Pearson. Nigel Pearson at Watford.
Yeah, it was Nigel Pearson, weren't it? And like
they look safe with Pearson. There's no reason to sack him.
It was just incredible that they sacked their manager, right, with 3-4 games to go, which basically confirmed their relegation. Yeah. And you sit there and you think, why? Why sack someone? Like, just go through the motions and see, like, at least they know the players. Do you know what I mean? Like, you ain't going to get a new player bounce with 3-4 players to get games to go because most teams are desperate for points.
Especially when they sacked him, it was in the return of the Premier League during the first lockdown and all that. So the games were coming thick and fast. It wasn't like it's 3 games to go like, over 3 weeks. It was literally 3 games to go in a week.
Mm.
So you're never going to get, you're sacked, new guy in, big bounce, we'll put it through. It's never going to happen. I mean,
no, yeah, I don't get the Brendan Rodgers one. I've got to be honest, mate. I don't get it. Like, I get that they're in a shit state, but I don't get why they've done it now.
And yet David Moyes is still in charge somehow by the skin of his teeth. And they get it doing when it.
Needs something to get a result against Fulham. That's all I'm saying.
We could put our youth team out, Jack Wilshere, in the Conference League and probably do well in that. Do the thing, probably better
Yeah.
Say something. Big up Jack, by the way. Obviously, big win on midweek.
Yeah, great win that week.
Which I hosted, by the way. Nothing dodgy about that.
What'd you say?
I'm saying the final, the Youth Cup final, FA Cup.
Yeah.
It's at the Emirates. So it's like nothing dodgy about
that. So is it just a one leg final? Is it?
Yeah, it's one off game. Yeah.
And it's at the Emirates.
It's at the Emirates. Yeah. No, nothing dodgy about that is that we managed to get to the final. That's like how many years? 5 years, sorry. We happen to be hosting.
We've got to be favourites for that now, haven't we? Surely.
Yeah, I think we've got to be, surely. I mean, Jack's done a fantastic job, don't get me wrong. Cess is coming as well, doing a part-time bit at the moment, but going full-time with Jack. Rumours about Cess is coming back full-time in the summer.
Will you be the first person to win it as a player and a manager?
I think you wait. No, didn't he? 2009, didn't he? Yeah. I think it would be, actually. It's got to be. I don't know many others that have won it.
Anyone I can think of, did Jody Morris win it with Chelsea?
I think so.
No.
Some of the chat could tell us, but we'll go on Google quickly and have a look there.
There's rumour about Cesc Fabregas joining these staff, isn't there?
I think, yeah, he's doing like part-time stuff at the moment, but there's rumours are going around that the plan is he's going to come back full-time in the summer and be part of Cesky's, as you say, part of Jack's coaching setup.
What's your thoughts on that?
What? Yeah, it's still nagged Nick back my head up. It irks me that the way he left us in terms of how he behaved, conducted himself to get himself that big faster. And personally, in terms of the last few days of his weeks of his time at Arsenal, saying obviously you don't have my ambition, I'm off and all that, I must let me go, trying to force the error. That irks me. And then obviously saying, oh, we're going to see me in a Chelsea shirt, shoot me. Obviously, putting those in terms of, Arsenal, we've got a week. I want to come back to the league. I want to come. Obviously, you got first refusal, but you've got a week. When we had, I know it didn't work out with Ozil, Jack, and Santi with injury, not Santi with his injury and all that. But Wenger's hardly going to go. Yeah, sure, come on, Cesc. No, you don't. No, they don't want you again. We'll bring you back for the second time and take a risk. And he ends up going, I want to come back to the Premier League anyway, and Chelsea. Apart from going to Tottenham, that's the ultimate kick in the teeth. So that always hurt me, how he left and where he even on to Chelsea. That always hurt me, how he behaved at Chelsea. They come back to the Emirates and all that. But
like to get old.
He's been there again. Like Jack, he briefly came through the academy somewhat in his early years of his career. So he's been there. You get the respect of like Jack. You get the respect of the players. They both have a similar playing style, I'm assuming. But, yeah.
I think he could be quite a shrewd person on the coaching staff, personally. I think, like, obviously, he was a very clever player, weren't he?
Yeah.
And very tactically good. So I think, I honestly think he could be a good recruitment onto the staff. Like, don't get me wrong, it does pee me that he played for Chelsea, but that was a lot. Well, I get it. I get the whole situation. Like, to be fair, like, he wanted out of the club, didn't he? Yeah, go to Barcelona. So, and we'd got Ozil, and obviously at the time, Finger didn't think he could play for both Fabregas and Ozil in the same team. Probably, if we're being honest, you probably weren't far wrong if we're being totally honest. Do you know what I mean? But I do think deep down he's Arsenal, isn't he? I think deep down Fabregas is Arsenal. I think if Fabregas was given the opportunity to come back to Arsenal, he would have 100% come back to us over Chelsea.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He would have 100% come back. There wasn't the option to come back. Where then he made a decision which was best for his football career. And do you know what? I can take that. I can actually accept that a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because he did the right thing with his career. And let's be honest, it was the right decision at the time. He won trophies. But I do think deep down he's Arsenal. But
I'm just checking now. I think we know our opponents for the final.
West Ham?
Yeah. 5-1 up.
Well, that'd be an interesting final, won't it?
Yeah, it's 200 teams. That's it. We've got to be favourites. We've got to.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting final, that one. When is that? That's second, isn't it? So basically, is that a day after the Wolfsburg game?
The second leg, yeah, I believe so. But double checking now, one sec.
Because Arsenal-Chelsea's 29th. You're saying March the 1st is Wolfsburg.
May 1st is Wolfsburg. And
May the 2nd is supposed to be the Youth Cup final, isn't it, now?
Just double checking now. Academy. So, pictures.
I can't believe they're playing it at bloody Emirates.
Well, got a stroke of luck there as well. So.
But I suppose if it's been decided ages ago, it's no different than Bayern Munich playing at home in the Champions League final, is it?
No, but I think what the tweet. What?
It's just that we don't lose on a penalty shootout like they did.
Oh God, don't. I was literally sat here the other night watching the game on the phone. I was like, okay, nothing else was on. Chelsea Liverpool was on, but it was just crap. First of all, you know what, phone on, It's actually more. It's actually the kid. I mean, the kids still and all that, and you could tell after 9 minutes that the cramp was setting in for both teams. Like every 2 minutes, players down, cramp. And yeah, literally, what was it? The assist for the goal. Oh my days! And then literally, the basically keep them running out, and Ireland jumps up, gets head off, and he's open goal. Like, well, hey. And literally, everyone has piled on, hitting all the players. I was like, wait, all the subs, running across the pitch, celebrating. What do we get a fine for that one? For the FA?
Yeah.
£2 fine for celebrating a goal.
Joke.
Look at this. 29th of April, actually. Day before. How have I worked out? So after. I'm so confused right now. Sure, that's got to be moved.
How much do you reckon they'll get in there for the Youth Cup final capacity?
I'd say a few thousand. What is it?
Oh, I reckon they'll get good attendance.
Yeah.
I know, obviously nothing massive, but you know what I mean. But well, like, if I live close, I'd go to it.
Well, I still play the men's the senior team. They play the 29th, don't
they? Who?
Arsenal v Chelsea. Is that the 29th or 28th?
Yeah, 29th.
But on Google's saying that the finals on the 29th.
Yeah, so I've heard, because that's a load of bullshit. I don't know why they had that in there for 29th. I've heard that Chelsea, Arsenal, Arsenal's West Ham, whoever it is in the final, will get moved to the Tuesday.
Okay, I'll take that. Fine. Yeah, the day after Wolfsburg.
Yeah, which obviously there's loads of games because the plan there was someone who said, oh, it's still going to happen on the 29th. Well, it ain't going to happen on the 29th. Yeah, it logistically cannot happen on the 29th.
Half-5 kickoff with the Arsenal-Chelsea game.
And then I heard last night they were going to move the Arsenal-Chelsea game. And they're not moving the Arsenal-Chelsea game for a Youth Cup final.
Sky wouldn't have that.
Yeah. But what I've heard today is that the Chelsea, the Youth Cup final will be moved to Tuesday night.
Interesting.
But that seems a bit of a fuck up in the first place, don't it? Because,
considering you picked the ground and advances.
Yeah, you picked the ground, but you don't know. You haven't looked at that Arsenal playing at home that weekend.
And then, as you say, the fixtures have come out. Then I was back in the summer, and you're thinking, oh, that weekend. Oh, Arsenal at home, and you've allowed Sky to come in and go, yeah, 5:30 kickoff. knowing you host either way, even if Arsenal weren't in the final itself, our academy team wasn't in that final. You're hosting the Emirates is hosting the final that day, apparently. But you allowed all that to ensue.
Don't make sense to me, mate.
Anything they should do. Obviously, Arsenal, Chelsea on the Saturday, the senior team. Youth Cup final on the Sunday. We bet holiday as well, but on the Sunday, and then obviously the Wolfsburg game on the Wednesday. So you've got back to back for the 3 days going to the Emirates. That all involve Arsenal, ironically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be. It's good if you're a fan. If you live close, I'd be at all 3 games.
Exactly.
Can't really justify those train fares getting there and back and everything.
If there's those strikes and all that as well.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, still. Only what was it? Only one of the companies, one of the trade unions have agreed to deal. All the others are still up in arms.
Is there any no new strikes?
I don't think so. I've not heard anything. I double check later, but I've not heard anything different in terms of train strikes wise. I want this done because you know what's going to happen. We're going to win this league one way or the other. May 28th is going to come along. We're both going to that game. There'll be fucking strikes on that day. You watch.
Mate, I ain't missing no games now, mate. I'll run there.
If there's possibility of if this ain't dealt with, and there's like a strike that we've told in advance there's strikes on this date on the 28th. I'm going up the day before. I'm going up the night before. Fuck it. Book a hotel or something. Just stay at the hotel overnight.
Oh, mate. I was supposed to be Milton Keynes the day before.
We'll hope it doesn't have to, obviously. Hopefully the government get the head out the backsides. Got a few weeks. We've got a few weeks to panic about that. But yeah.
Fucking train strikes, mate. They just don't stop, do they? They just don't stop.
When we both thought this had been dealt with a few weeks back, there's a game you got. I was like, how game was he going to miss? You missed it in the airport, yeah? Oh, I think it was a big week. It was a big week, wasn't it, in Lisbon? We thought all that was already dealt with. Then it turns out, last minute, obviously, big U-turn, strike zones, this will affect you. Like, oh, for God's sake. So you couldn't go to the game against Lisbon, home game. It's like, oh, bloody hell. But we said back then, we thought it had been dealt with, that they took the government 6 months to deal with it all.
Yeah.
It's still not been dealt with.
That's a fucking joke, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking hell. It is what it is, though. Let's say, hope, touch wood. It's dealt with by then anyway. Either way, I'm making sure I'm there. I've got my tickets, so I'm making sure. I was up that morning. Phone at the front, literally from 9:30. All the tickets on sale. Phone up on the box office phone line. And making sure I've got the something up by the person in the queue and all that. Had the app up on the phone as well. So that in the queue for that. And in the queue on the laptop here as well. Just to make sure one way or the other I'm getting a bloody ticket. I'm quite screwing my teeth with this, I think.
I wonder how many, mate, it'd be interesting how many thousands and thousands and thousands are trying to get them tickets as well.
Oh, I know. Nobody's like, normally I just go on my phone, but with all the beast anarchy, with our box office and all that, I was like, no, this is what I'm doing. I started seeing afterwards, after I got tickets and all that, during that day, I started seeing tweets of Arsenal fans that literally had like 4 or 5 computer screens set up, plus their phone and their iPads, all set up for this. It's like, bloody hell. That's commitment as well.
It's got to be done, though, isn't it?
It's got to be nowadays, yeah. What was it? And what was it on Saturday? There's massive guts, especially up in the upper tier. Bows and blocks of empty seats. And Arsenal has gone, they were red members. They were sponsored like Grey Gooners and other fan forums. They were red members. We'll look into it. No, nothing to do with actually touts buying the red memberships, using their memberships, and getting bots to buy the tickets. And because they can't sell them for extortionate rates because of the cost of living crisis, we're getting no fans in. No, nothing to do with that, is it? I mean, again, I've said it every time. I've said it many times for years.
What did you say the West Ham score was?
5-1. I went in the West.
6-1 now. I thought you said 1-0. I don't know. Fucking 6-1 now.
Oh dear. Southampton not back catch a break, can they?
6-1.
Oh, that's West Ham.
My mate, he's a West Ham fan. He's just watched it.
My cousin's a West Ham fan.
Sorry, from both, mate.
Yep.
He just said to me, he went,
At least one.
I'm under 18s, 2 up after 12 minutes was earlier on in the Youth Cup semi-final. Some brighter West Ham news. I think the only bit of good news he could get at the moment is Moyes getting sacked.
I can't believe again how he's still in a job.
He reckons they got no defenders or keeper though, both fullbacks and midfielders.
Oh, what he's all about? What senior team?
Yeah. Maybe you got a Wilshere. That's it. Like former West Ham as well.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. He's a good one. I don't care what he wants. He's a good one. What, did you see the clip? By the way, after that, after we got through the other night, obviously one of the fans that are there, one of them filmed like when he was going there and doing signatures and taking selfies with the fans that came out. One of them filming, like, Jack, you got where's Busquets? You got Busquets in your pocket. He said, still, and Jack's like, still there.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Oh, dear.
Do you reckon he'll?
What
do you reckon about Wilshere? Do you reckon he'll do well as a manager?
I know it's his first year in the job, like in this side of job and all, but he's done a good job, so I can't look past that and say no. But he's got the potential.
It's hard to judge, isn't it?
Yeah, but the potential's there, and you're adding Cesc to the
Oh, what save?
Save off the crossbar as well. Oh my God! Brazil played a bit better in the second half, but not out of their skin better. I mean,
I like the way we get in. Like I was thinking about this earlier on with Wilshere. Like it's good, isn't it? Like we've got an Arsenal man in at that kind of level who kind of come through the ranks himself, so he knows what it takes to get to where these players need to get to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that, and I do like the thought that if he gets other people in that are who I think would be technically good in terms of obviously helping his players.
There's a video. Again early in the season we played Tottenham early on in the season. We hung away, but he battered the life out of them. Like 4 or 5-1, I think it was in the play or whatever. And there's a video went viral in the end because there's just him and the team talk after the game. Like, well done, lads. This is obviously North London. You know what it means. We all know what it means. But we know what we don't drop the levels now. This is what we do every week in, week out now. But you know what? Before we finish this, I want you to string your kin heads off and really rub it into them, not over there. Make them have to listen to you enjoy this. And like 3, 2, 1, and they said, so again, it's like not only has he been there and done it in more detail in terms of being in the academy and knows what it takes to get through up the levels and all that, but he gets the club as well. And the players and the kids are feeding off that. They're clearly look at the players are bringing through that have been on the bench that he's recommending to Arteta. When we know our numbers and the match strain and all that, some of them players are from Jack's squad. So again, it's no coincidence that Arsenal as a club, as a whole, has been doing a lot better over the last few years. Academy-wise, got a lot more product coming through our academies. Various positions as well, not just one position, various positions. Again, as I say, no coincidence that you bring in Arsenal men or ex-players that play for Arsenal that are the club, and suddenly we're doing better as a club. Per Mertesacker, he's obviously the main manager of the entire youth setup. Jack Wilshere, you bought in this stuff like last summer, just gone. You're bringing in Cesc by the looks of it as well. Team up with him. You've got Arteta, the main senior manager, Edu, football director, ex-Arsenal, double winner, invincible. That's been there again as a player, wore the t-shirt, knows what it takes and what you need to build a title-winning team. Suddenly we're doing better. Kelly Smith as well. Kelly Smith is coaching the girls' academy team as well.
It's interesting, though, isn't it, that the people that they do get back in there, like, you know what I mean? I think Per Mertesacker was an absolute masterstroke at the time. Do you know what I mean? Because I think he's done so much to that youth set up over the last 5 years in terms of obviously revamping it. Because we got to a point, didn't we, where it kind of got a bit. Yeah. It got a bit stale, didn't it? It got a bit stale. He's gone in there and he's revamped it back up, and now we're seeing the fruits of that.
That's what I'm saying. Literally, as you say, it was so stale. We turned out one player from the academy once in the blue moon, whereas now it was a mainly attacking position. Whereas now we've got goalkeepers, defenders, midfield. Anyone from the midfield attack. It's got variety as well. It's really fantastic, and as you say, no coincidence that he's come in, revamped it all, and we're doing well as a whole. And then you bring in, you've now brought in a Jack, you're bringing in Cesc to add to Jack. You've brought in Arteta. I know he's a senior, but obviously he's ex-Arsenal. You're bringing all these ex-Arsenal players that know what lead for the club one way or the other. And as a club, we're doing well on all levels.
It's good to see, mate. It's good to see, and it's good to see that we're not resting on our laurels. That we are looking to kind of increase that and improve that. Do you know what I mean? This is what I keep saying about the club at the moment. Yeah, right. Like we're so much in the early stages of our revolution. So where we are today is well ahead of time. Like. No one expected us to be competing for a title obviously this year. None of us did. There was not one person in this country who would have sat there and gone, Arsenal going to be top of the league on April the 5th, on April the 7th, whatever it is, 6th. Yeah, we're April 6th, saying we April 6th. You know what I mean? With a month left to go, no one's going to be saying that whatsoever. Absolute no one. Zero. Zilch. So you look at it, and then you look at the average age of the squad. You look at people like Saka, Martinelli, Saliba. Like what, they all 21? It's unreal, mate. It's absolute unreal, mate, that how we're sitting top of the league. And you start looking at the players that potentially in the next group are going to come through, which I think potentially these lot are going to be some of the best players that we've seen come through the system, especially Lewis Skelly. For me, he looks like the absolute real deal. And it'd be interesting to see how he's kind of path goes towards the first team. But you see the people like Jack Wilshere coming in, like who knows how to get there, who knows how to do this stuff. You've got Per Mertesacker, a proper club man. Let's be honest, he was a proper captain. Like he was probably the only captain that we've had since Patrick Vieira left, who was an acceptable captain for the club, if we're being totally honest, up till now. And I just look in, I see like the stuff that's going on in the background, and now we're going to increase on the coaching staff and all that and get these kind of people in. I just think it's all good, mate. Like it will make people want to play for the Arsenal youth. It will attract Arsenal like Arsenal fans, like youngsters and all that, to stay at the club and play for us. Do you know what I mean? And it will attract players as well.
Oh, exactly.
And, we showed it. We always showed that there's a path to the first team, and that's the most important thing. Like, I don't get why Chelsea, but why people like Amari Hutchinson went to Chelsea. I just can't. Like, I never understood why he went there. Like, his path was never going to be that you're going to play for Chelsea, mate.
No.
Whether you're a Chelsea fan or not.
Yeah, played a few games and they owned him out. I don't know where they've owned him to, but they've owned him out now.
And mate, he's never going to be seen again there, mate. He's never going to be seen again there. He's going to end up probably at a championship club, if we're being totally honest, yeah. And his career is not going to be going in the direction that it would have potentially gone if he'd stayed. And I just don't really get it. I just don't really get why he did it. And yeah, I see the other youngster, the one who come on for us, and I hope he makes the right decision because
now we want to
yeah, I hope he makes the right decision because do you know what? Are you really going to get in? Like, I think he's got a better chance if he goes to Man City. If he does leave us, he has to go to Man City because, like, yeah, at least they try and bring through a couple of players like Foden, Palmer. They're obviously embedding a couple of them, but I don't see a better place to play for and go to than Arsenal if you want development into a first team.
I think again, we mentioned that a few times in the situation, obviously him being there and all that. That's where he needs to put his arm around Eddie and to say to him, and reach out to his family and say, look, if you want to be at the highest level and potentially play Champions League football and this, that, and the other for the English club, this is the best place for him. Look at me. Look how I came through at a young age. I think he was 15, 16 when he broke in, wasn't he? Jack. Was a young nipper. He got given a chance over gradually brought in over 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Second season itself, more games, more responsibility. And we're going back down that route now. And obviously, Jack will say, look, he's got more chance now of being at the highest level, playing one of the best clubs in the country, and put his stamp on things and put himself out there. Whereas if he goes to Chelsea, he's not going to.
Oh shit!
You look at Chelsea's record.
Shit.
Leo,
oh mate, they fucked that right up.
Well done, Leo.
He hasn't been convincing second half, has it? By any stretch of imagination.
I mean, we have stepped up. The girls stepped off the mark massively. Serena will be absolutely delivered in their performance second half. Brazil been carving out chances. I think.
That's got that. She's got to do better with this pass. Look, she's got 2 mate. All she's got to do is get it to her, and she passes to her, and that's a good chance.
Yeah, apart from that shot there from Stamford, there's a shot in the replay. Nothing. I mean, the second half.
We're even getting like what we can do in the transfer market in the summer as well. Like people are going to see, teams going to see like what's going on. Players going to see what's going on at the club, aren't they? Like in terms of obviously the atmosphere, in terms of like what the Ashburton Army are doing to drive that as well. Yeah. With the kind of culture within the club, the kind of way we're winning games, the kind of way the fans are on board, the style of football. Like we're an incredible attraction in the summer for the first time in, I'd say probably 10 to 15 years, and we're probably I'd say even more than 15 years. Do you know that? I'd say that because when we was back in the Invincible era and all that, we had no money. We had no money. We knew where we was at the time. There was no money in the club. We was having to go out and buy kind of youngsters to kind of blossom them. But this summer, we're going to be in a situation where actually I don't think we've really been in before, where we can go out and attract the very best players and offer good money. And like I know people sitting there saying, "Oh, Declan Rice had a good season. West Ham don't have he's the right guy." He is the right guy. He is the kind of person that we need to be going for. And it's a statement signing as well, isn't it? It's like you're buying an England centre midfielder.
Yeah, you know, Saka, Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, Ben White. Lives in London.
He lives in London, but it's just the whole aura that we're going to buy someone who's a skipper, of a captain from someone else's club, West Ham, which is obviously a London club. He's a first team regular for the England team, and we haven't made that kind of signing. We haven't bought a player like that since Sol Campbell on a free transfer. We're being totally honest, and That's where I see that signing. That's where I see that signing. It's a statement. It's a big statement signing. We went out and bought Declan Rice. Don't care what anyone says. It's a big statement signing. Like, he don't want to be at West Ham no more. Let's be honest. Like, he don't want to be at West Ham. He ain't got the players around him, and he probably goes to England and thinks, do you know what? I probably prefer playing for England at the moment because I've got better players around me than when I'm at West Ham.
You've seen the videos as well recently, all that since he's been linked with Arsenal. It seems every England video we've got international duty, he's hanging around the Arsenal. So good. I'm happy. What was it after? What was it? After Ukraine and all that. Zinchenko and Saka and all that. After that,
he said to him, didn't he? We'll see. That's what he said to him.
Yeah, he coming to us then.
I think, yeah, right. Do you know what I think? Yeah, I'll tell you what will be interesting thinking about it. Frank Lampard, Mason Mount, will he get back in the team? Now, Frank Lampard's back. But Mason Mount, for me, like, I see him leaving that club anyway. And obviously, he's one of Declan Rice's best mates, isn't he? But I don't see Declan Rice going to Chelsea now anyway.
Well, Chelsea ain't going to be Chelsea aren't going to be in the European whatsoever. So what? Yeah, we just be going from one London club in Nottingham York to another London club in Nottingham York and going backwards. With an owner, all due respect, the new owner at Chelsea, who clearly just from the outside looking in, doesn't seem like has a plan or any idea what he's doing of. Whereas at Arsenal, everything's settled, and you know from the outside looking in what the plan is, what the ideology is. Sorry. And everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. Everyone's settled. There's no dramas. From top to bottom, everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet at the club. So,
mate.
Everything's set up for us. We're going again in terms of where we're going direction-wise. What we're doing this season as well. It's not a fluke season. The fans want to say not a fluke. It is what it is, and we'll take advantage out of it. And confidence-wise, no matter what, this team's going to be on the high going into next season. And if by whatever the worst case that we don't do what we want the team to do now, I've said it for weeks now, months. I believe this team will come back stronger next season and go that step further and win it. Then they don't win it this season, they win it next season. If we win it, even if we do win it this season, I have full faith that this team will then go again and try and defend it.
Well, that's the thing, mate. That's the thing. Like I just read what Mark's just put there as it goes. Like we don't really need much to push us to the next level, and that's correct. All right. Yeah. All we need really to take us to the next level is a centre midfielder and probably another forward, if I'm being totally honest. Like anyone you get bringing a right wing is basically going to be rotational for when Saka's needs to be rotated, and he will do because, like with Champions League football, you've got to play your first team every 3-4 days. Where at the moment we was getting away with just playing our first team in on a Saturday and then playing a lot of the second team in UEFA Cup. So obviously you do need to get better quality players around the squad. Do you know what I mean? To be able to kind of rotate. And that's going to be something that Arteta is going to have to kind of learn to do a lot more when he gets into the Champions League. But I do agree with him. Declan Rice is a definite for me. Then I look at it and I think, yeah, we potentially need another winger. And we could probably do. It all depends with the striker situation. What does he do? Does he believe in Nketiah and Balogun, or does he think, do you know what? I need a world-class striker to play along with to compete with Jesus up top.
Does he just move Trossard as that false nine / centre forward striker with Smith Rowe and all that?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's got for me, because he's got Smith Rowe, yeah, right. Like I think a right winger is more what we need at the moment. If anything, we need a right winger. Pardon?
Back up to Saka, yeah.
Yeah. We need someone who's going to come in, who's going to be able to rotate with Saka, and be able to kind of obviously support him in terms of obviously playing every 3-4 days, because you can't just play Saka every 3-4 days and expect him not to pick up injuries, big fatigue, etc. So we are going to need someone on that level. Reece Nelson, I mean, like, obviously, I'm hearing this. They're looking at new contracts, so that'd be quite interesting. What goes on with him
Give him a
in terms
contract.
of
He's still a squad player. He's not, with all due respect to me, he hasn't proved he's that level of what we need to be the backup of Saka. But I'm still keeping him as a squad for the early, like the easy games in the Champions League, or if we get an easy game, or the
goal. Is that goal?
Oh, right. Oh, Rachel Daly as well.
Yeah, like it's an interesting one, Reece Nelson, isn't it? Like, I like Reece, and I think he's a great option to have come off the bench.
We all love him.
Like, I would love him to obviously somehow get into the team, but unfortunately, the level of competition that he's got there with Martinelli, Trossard, Saka already is literally pretty extreme. But if he's happy to say, look, do you know what? I'm happy to play in all the cup games, come on in the league, have my moments, and he has had his moments, like Nottingham Forest, like Bournemouth, which we'll never forget. Then, do you know what I mean? I'm more than happy for him to sign a contract, but is that really what he wants at his age? I'm not sure.
That's what he's got to answer himself.
I'm not sure if that's good for his career, personally. But do you know what? I like him. I do like him. I just think that he was so unfortunate that he had Saka right behind him at the time, who's just a freak. He's one of them, isn't he? He's one of them. He's a freak. Like, at 21 years old, performing to this level, you don't see many players, especially wingers, who perform to that level week in, week out.
Yeah, cool.
Luke, Ivan Toney, I think I've always said Ivan Toney would be a great secondary option for us. Would be a great secondary option for us. Problem with him is we don't know what's going on with him, do we?
Wait to see if he gets charged or not. If he doesn't get charged,
yeah,
if he does. Then
people say he's arrogant. Yeah, he is arrogant. But you know what? I don't mind a bit of arrogance. If you're a striker, you need that.
Yeah. Henry had that. Berkham had that. Wiltord had that. Carney had that. Eduardo, he was before he obviously had his ankle taken off.
Yeah, I like him, mate. Honestly, I think he's another alternative. And do you know what? Yeah, right. Away to Everton this year, we could have done with someone like him in that game.
Yeah.
Away to Everton this year. It's them kind of games, mate. It's them kind of games when you need to go up north and grind it out sometimes.
Have a plan B.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they're talking about that Juventus guy again, isn't they?
Oh, Vlahovic. Yeah. No. He had his chance. He picked his potato. He can stick with him.
Yeah, I don't see that. It's interesting though with Toney that he's got an England squad. That's the only thing that intrigues me. If they were that worried about him, sure they would have picked him for England.
Yeah, he only got 5 minutes as well. I know. It's weird. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on there. But
yeah.
It'd be our luck. We're spunking the money on him in the summer. I mean, 5 minutes of spunking the money and confirming we've got him. The FA have decided to charge Ivan Toney with a 2-year ban for breaking the betting rule and this, that, and the other. If you are bloody up, I'll be like, no.
But I do think that potentially we might. I don't know what he's going to do about the striker situation. I really don't. I don't know if we will go out there and buy a striker. Don't know whether he'll sit there and go, well, we've got Balogun coming back. Got to give him an opportunity.
Again, it's Champions League. We're going from where we've been in terms of full due respect, a Europa League level club. We're making that. We're going. The reason I say that is because we think that's been where we qualified for a few years. We're now going, no matter what, we are going for the upgrade. This next season, we are Champions League club in terms of we're going to be in there. So we do have to make the upgrade.
Here we go.
Then.
I think we have to make the upgrade, personally, mate. I think we have to make the upgrade. But I think if we make the upgrade, then I think we have to choose between Nketiah and Balogun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my personal opinion. We have to choose between one or two. That's pretty tricky, really, isn't it?
Yeah, because I want to upset one of them. But
I've said it before. I'm not going to change my mind on it. I just don't think Nketiah long term
answer.
It's going to be good enough.
That's why I say I'm slightly leaning toward. I know again, it's only seen from a non-loan perspective in League One. But he's a top goal scorer. He's got a variety of goals, and his confidence is going to be high. You know what? Give him a chance next year. Again,
well, I'd like to see him come back, give him the pre-season.
I'm not saying give him the pre-season, like games, whatever. But in terms of the league, when it gets season gets underway next season, the early rounds of the League Cup and FA Cup will come in January, depending on what our opponent is. And if we get a potentially a winnable, an easy-ish game where it's at his level, we can come in and play a game or two, chuck him out for 60 minutes, see how he goes, and just build him up and do what we did with Jack. We'll use a season where we build him up, give him a few bits here and there.
Yeah.
And then the following season, reassess things. If he's impressive enough, up the ante in terms of his game time and all that. But put things in place. Like I say, look, this is the plan. We're happy, great. This is what we'll go with. But in the meantime, if you do impress us in the game minutes we do give you, you'll get more minutes this season coming. And either way, you're guaranteed extra minutes. If you do really impress us, you're guaranteed extra minutes. To what extent we don't know yet. You're guaranteed extra minutes in the following season. You're a big part of an exciting project. Let's say, because it's again, we talk about we want something different. He is different to what we get with Jesus in terms of how he plays, what we're seeing anyway. But we'll see how it plays out. We don't know what Arteta's mindset is and what he wants in all these strikers. Does he want variety, like players, like different types of strikers, or does he want all like these strikers with pretty much the same thing?
Well, I think he likes players that can play in a number of positions, don't he?
Yeah.
I think he likes that, and I think but I think he wants that. He wants players that can like literally interact into different positions. As we've seen with kind of Trossard, I think it works really well with Trossard at times in the false nine as well. So,
Nemeth's asking, what do you think of Kane going down like against Everett?
Typical Kane, isn't it? Typical Tottenham.
Do you hear what Sean Dyche said in his press conference today? I laughed. I had to have a giggle. Maybe that's because they asked him about it. Like, for a moment there, I thought he broke. It looked like he broke a nail. I was so worried for him and all that. But thankfully, it was okay.
Yeah, fuck him.
But what I'm done with though, fair enough. Jeremy Carragher actually went no. If my son does that on a Sunday league bit, I'm putting him to one side after the game, like in the car, like what the f are you doing? Don't ever do that again. Gary Neville that had an interview with Harry Kane like 24 months ago. That was perfectly okay. I see no problem whatsoever. Going from the person that kicked the shit out of Jose Antonio Lane in 2004 and admits to it and gloats about it. Fuck off. Sky, in terms of obviously talking about Gary Neville, I think Sky need to have a reset. Oh, bloody hell. Oh my God, Owen Hamp's got a bloody nose.
What's happened there?
Got a whack to the nose. Well, someone's whacked her to the nose, but I looked at it once there.
Oh,
that's accidental, but I've got a massive arm to the face there. Just under the elbow there in the face.
Oh, that's a nasty one.
Mark's asking, how was Dublin? He's still recovering.
Oh, mate. Jesus Christ. Absolute carnage, mate. Absolute carnage. Best time ever, mind you. Absolute best weekend away I've ever had. But, boy, I was struggling. I got to about Wednesday, which was yesterday, and I started to feel a little bit better in myself.
In the chat. Oh, dear.
What do you reckon another goalkeeper potentially longer term?
Because Matt Tanner's sick. Matt Turner's singing Arteta's praises. So if it weren't for him, he would have gone to the World Cup, things like that. And how he's improved him. So I don't think are we in desperate. I don't think we're in desperate need for a new goalkeeper, are we?
Not really, not at the moment. But I think that's a bit more longer term, isn't it? I think next year, I think is about like literally just like brushing up on the areas that need brushing up on. Like I've got concerns about Tomiyasu now because of his injuries. I've got quite big concerns now. Like this, the problem with this now, yeah, right. Tomiyasu's injury is that it's having effects in terms of like, and don't get me wrong, Holding's played well the last couple of games, but Sunday's a big test if he plays, where we could have easily switched Ben White to centre back and where Tomiyasu fit.
Yeah.
And for me, he's been injured quite a bit now. So I don't know what we do kind of longer term about that one.
I think that's an area we need to address in the summer either way. Because
Rob Holding.
His literal ankles are made of biscuits. Is that every time we touch him, he goes down.
It's even down to the right. Like, if you look at two centre backs that we got now, yeah, right, brought this other geezer in, yeah, right. And like, I know we're not really going to see too much for him for next year. But it's interesting, isn't it? Like, I do think that we probably will need maybe look at that right back position. I've heard. I don't know. I think he's a bit injury prone.
Yeah.
He's a good defender. Don't get me wrong. When he's playing well. He's good to have. He's a big loss, mate. He's at the moment with Sunday. It's a big loss.
They hold him centre back with Saliba and they might take right back for him.
Saliba's a big loss as well, isn't he? Like, we need to get him back fit for Man City, 100%.
I think that's the main plan. Get this game out of the way. Get around for the 3 points and crack on. And get him, as I say, get Saliba back for that Man City goal.
Yeah, I'm just a bit intrigued about this Polish guy. What's he going to be like?
Yeah.
But Ben White's been incredible. Like, we should spend some time talking about him, really, because, like, for me, and this ain't an insult to him whatsoever, because I thought he'd done all right last year. He got that injury near the end, didn't he? Which kind of cost us when, obviously, he come back against Newcastle. But, and it's what I'm going to say is not an insult to him, but for me, in terms of the position that he's playing in, he's got to be the most improved player in the whole Premier League. In terms of the level that he's producing at right back week in, week out. And he's producing at a bloody high level. And he's started to score a couple of goals now, which is brilliant to see. I think he's going to end up being like so loved as a player at Arsenal.
Again, it's £50 million. He scored two more goals than the Charlotte at Tottenham, £60 million. And Ben might say coming right back, and the other one, the one ain't scored a goal really was is an attacker. But no, you think of it is. There's no one that's played that improved that level and improved in such a short time frame, like turnaround wise, from one team to the next. And he's just consistently week in, week out. And Southgate, fucking idiot, but like, you know what? One positive of Southgate in charge, him being an idiot, meant there's no chance of Ben White getting injured in international duty. But he paid us back by Saka for every minute. But I'll say that he's arguably, again, not just broken to, but arguably the best right back on the European stage at the moment, in my opinion. It's just that he's been that good, that consistent this season.
He can do everything as well, can't he? That's the thing. He can do absolutely everything. He can kind of defend. He can kind of head. He can tackle. He can pass. He can get himself into final positions now. He offers an outlet. He can play inside. He can play outside. Do you know what I mean? Like, the only consolation I've got about him on Sunday with Holding there is that he can play as a right back, as an inverted centre back as such. Do you know what I mean? To give him that kind of protection. on Sunday. So there is that kind of option that we've got there now. But he literally can do most things like on the pitch. But even I'm shocked how well he's playing there. Like I did think like at the start of the season, yeah, he's doing well there. But is there going to be a time when he's going to start to get caught out and fizzle out a little bit because it's naturally out of his position? But he hasn't. If anything, he's got better. And you barely see that in a player when they play out of position that they can continue to play there for a long time. The last person I can remember playing out of position for a period of time at fullback for us was Flamini at left back.
God, yeah. 0506, yeah.
Yeah, but he's naturally got better in the role and better in the role and better in the role. And that relationship with Saka's pretty much on point, in it, spot on. But yeah, like I do have my concerns with Tommy Ashley now. Like I'd be interested to see what we kind of do with that longer term. It mightn't be that we still keep him, but we still get another right back.
Yeah, just like the cup right back or something.
Because he can play right across the back four, can't he? He can play left back. He can play centre back if he desperately need him. So obviously he can play right back.
Yeah.
Smith Rowe is going to be the interesting one. I still think Smith Rowe longer term. Oh shit!
Mary Earps, what a cock up, Mary Earps there.
Oh shit!
2.5 minutes into injury time of 5, and it's 1-1. What a nose up! Very upset the ball. Literally the easiest ball to catch up, falling into her chest, and fumbles it, and it falls for the Brazil number 9. Literally just hits it into an empty net.
Oh shit!
You got to say Brazil second half have been the better team second half.
Yeah, they have, mate. This has been coming.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awful. That's awful.
That's poor again. Sorry, he's got to be doing better than that. Goalkeeper. I don't have his extra time penalties for this.
She's vampires.
But yeah. Do you know Richardson's there, by the way?
Huh?
Richardson, he's in the one of the boxes at Wembley.
Is he?
Yeah, and he's a Brazil shirt and everything.
Still don't like him.
No.
Fair play to him, though, but I still don't like him. He's still on my porridge list. Still well up there as well in the top 5.
Well, I said, £60 million was spent on him, not one Premier League goal this season. We bought Ben White the year before for £50 million, and he scored 2 goals this season in the league.
I'll tell you what does make me laugh when Neville's like, well, you can't pay 50 million for a geezer and then put him out to right back. Wait a minute. He's probably worth much more than 50 million because he can play right back and centre back competently. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if anything, he's worth more than 50 million, which he is worth more than 50 million now.
Oh, he's got to be, yeah, definitely.
And like to Mark's comment about Southgate, like Southgate's got his favourites, and Southgate's got his boys. Southgate's got who he's going to pick, who he's going to play, and it's never going to change. It literally is never going to change.
Literally, I said the other day I was covering the Ukraine game. I refer back to our conversation after we left France that night. And obviously, he was threatening to leave then. There's rumours he was threatening to leave and all that. I was going to the FA, this, that, and the other. I was like, look, we knew of the next thing around the corner of the Euros. This was the time. He's going to stay on. This is the time for him to rejuvenate things, freshen things up, bring in new strikers and be the main staple of the Euros and takes into the Euros and all that. But for the next generation, bring in some young blood and all that. What's he done? Same old.
What's going on here? Is it a penalty shootout?
Oh.
No one shook no one's hands or nothing.
We don't either way, it's got to be a winner. We don't share the fucking trophy.
Has there got to be a winner?
Yeah, because it's that's the point they've made of it. Like, yeah, because they've got a trophy. They bought that trophy. Was it Jill Scotland that bought the trophy out earlier?
So what are we looking at? Extra time or penalties?
Well, it's true. I'm going to look on the Sky Sports that one set. That was hopefully a tournament. Penalties. Straight to pens.
Straight to pens, is it?
Yeah, just looking on the Sky Sports app now. There's full time of going to penalties. This will be interesting. Oh my days! Imagine our first defeat under Serena. I think the manager for a penalty shootout on our turf. God's sake! Oh dear. I think no matter what, in terms of penalty shootout, really not. Serena's got to have to pull his players in when they get back in that dressing room, put them one side and give them a right walloping. So that second half was diabolical. The fact that we sat here for the entire second half and just spoke about Arsenal stuff, not about the game, said it all until the goal happened.
Yeah, I reckon. I'm up for watching a little penalty shootout today.
It's been a while since the last one that we've had a roast from Tasman too. What can go wrong?
Well, with that goalkeeper, mate, I don't fancy our chances.
Especially after just bumped it back, bloody hell, no. I'd say Leo put herself forward. Our very own Leo put herself forward there for one of them. Not a big person, but yeah, it's a good one. One of the five are going to put herself. They've got nothing one of the five anyway. Apart from that. Georgia Stanway. The third game I've watched the play recently, non-existent in the game. Once against Arsenal, did sweet FA, thank God. But tonight, non-existent.
You see it happening second half, though, didn't you? Like there was just a few little things that happened in that second half. You're like, mate, we haven't come out second half, and I thought we'd win this game quite comfortably after the first half performance.
Yeah,
I thought we'd win this 2-3-0, but we come out after half time a little bit flat. I thought, and yeah, we just give them hope in that second half, I think, and then they've nicked it by the end. Death.
Just came out flat. It was like going through the motions, trying to protect a 1-0 lead. And even Barge just lazy and let Brazil create chances like we weren't doing the first half. Because Brazil, the first half, were the equivalent of what we were in the second half. But literally, they had the ball, had chances, create stuff. Even though when Machine was making sub and giving new tactics and all that, they're not reactive. It's just like, yeah, it was grind it out. The play themselves were grinding it out. And then Mary Earps did that. And it's just like, oh, for sake. It's a massive kick in the game, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Raphael, you know what? Raphael put himself forward for Brazil as well, for penalty, I say. One of our players for Arsenal. The thing is, this as well has happened without Brazil's best player because you had to put out with a fire injury.
Here we go.
Yeah, the penalties are taking place as well at the end where Mary Earps just conceded the goal. So.
Oh, 1 minute, mate. But my phone's dead.
Sure. My phone's still connected. It's not sold out Wembley. 83,000 is not sold out. Wembley is 90,000 capacity, a 90,000 capacity stadium. 83,000 is not a sellout. Who was the one person I said don't give her a penalty? And she's taken the first one. Fantastic. God's sake. You watch. I hate penalty shootouts when I've got the attachment to it. I hate them. Oh, you better not miss this, Georgia. First penalty.
Here we go.
Stand wait, come on.
Oh, she got.
People got hands to it. People got hands to that.
Oh, she got that one, didn't she?
Yeah. Oh, the lucky there, but thank God for that. Not the best pen, but it is what it is. We've got here number 11 for Brazil, stepping up. That her name, so apologies there. Come on, Mary, redeem yourself after your mistake. Well, yeah.
She needs to make up for a minute.
Yeah, she needs.
Mishaps, mate. I know that much.
Yeah, here we go. Penalty.
Oh, what's that? Oh,
got an answer. It's still in. Got an answer that as well.
I was going to say what fucking save that was.
Oh, have a look at this again.
Oh, bloody hell, mate. She's done everything right there.
Yeah.
That's unlucky. That is so unlucky.
Yeah, who's this? Look, it's Kira. No, it's two, sorry.
Yeah, I fancy. I don't see her missing, mate.
Come on,
I don't see her finished right. It's cool. It's cucumber she is.
Oh, man. What was that?
Shit. Don't ever listen to me about football ever again.
No. Just...
Man United. Typical United days. Typical United.
Oh, my God. That was the easiest penalty to save as well. No power, no nothing. Try to be cocky and basically kick the fifth right way. Yeah, number 6 for Brazil is now stepping up. Ramirez. Come on, Mary, redeem yourself. This is part of your fault.
Oh, mate, we ain't having the best times here, are we?
Oh, what's that? Well done, Mary.
That fucking time he done something.
Yeah, that thing is about Man United, yeah.
Absolutely nothing about Man United.
What have we got now? Who's this? 19.
I'm not predicting nothing.
Come on, time, Mary. Bloody hell. It's Rachel Daly for Aston Villa. God bless you, Rach. Please put us back in the league. Don't do what the last one did, please. Here we go. Oh,
Right.
what a play.
Mate, you don't see doors. Mate, you ain't. No one's saving that penalty. No one is saving that penalty. Right. Not even Dave Seaman's saving that penalty.
Raphael, the Arsenal centre back stepping forward. Raphael, sorry. I'm commentating right
Wait,
now.
wait. Fucking cat scratching stuff.
Oi!
Fucking mate. Honestly, he's so easy to manage. The cats.
Yeah, tell me about it. Raphael, Arsenal centre back.
Fucking Eddie, mate.
Goalkeeper. Here we go. Oh, she's
Oh, she's missed.
Well, Raphael.
it.
Here we go.
Look at that. She's
That's
hero
on
now.
If that was on target, that would be him. Oh, Raphael.
Shall I give her one thing? You know, she can dive, mate. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Probably better than Ramsdale saying penalties, to be honest. Yeah.
Here's Greenwood now.
Can you imagine? No, Williams Upson was taken up. Get the girl to take the winning penalty.
23. Come on. Here we go. There we
Cool as a
go.
cucumber, I like that one.
Come on. Now, if Leah's up next, can you actually let Brazil score this one, please? I want Leah to score the winning penalty. If he's up next.
If they miss this, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. It's over, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Please, if Leah's fifth, if Leah is fifth choice, let him score this so Leah can win the game.
Do you know what though? She's loving it. She's this goalkeeper. She saves this shit, right? She's done the right thing.
Yeah,
made a career of herself.
Here we go. Win it or lose it.
She's gonna bottle it.
Bottled it.
Bottled it.
Oh no!
Oh, come on. I thought she did that. I thought, oh, do you know what she's in trouble with?
Yeah, I thought she bottled it.
Who's taking this?
Come on, please. It's Leah. Please be Leah. Please.
It's got to be Leah, sure.
Please.
Willie.
Please. No. Chloe Kelly.
She's always the hero.
Why? So hang on. Every player has been picked to take the penalties plays for a club up north. Have the London based players upset Serena or something? So Chloe Kelly gets the winners. She
turns up. Got winners, don't she?
Yeah. What the? Oh, there you go. With a bit of a weird way to take the penalty, but actually scored.
I'll tell you what, mate, you weren't saving that, was you?
Mary Earps, in the meantime, Mary Earps redeemed herself of her in-game cock-up.
What a life. Chloe Kelly just comes on for 15, 20 minutes every game.
Yeah, just comes on and scores a goal, wins us a trophy.
Look at her, mate. Fucking she looks like a hero now.
Oh, dear.
Well, I'll tell you what, at least we know.
If
we go to penalties, we got.
Yeah.
We got some good takers.
Good takers, a good stopper as well. Oh, shut up, Emma. Go away. Can't stand listening to Emma Hayes, I'm sorry. Doesn't like anything. Voice is just grinding. I've got to listen to every week and WSL. Underlying all that. Oh dear, but yeah, England won. Another trophy. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Oh dear, made hard work of it. Again, we did make hard work of it. We didn't need to do that either. But Leah then Arsenal player Leah Williams took his hands on another trophy for her country. What did we say back in the summer about having an Arsenal leader and not having a Tottenham leader in the team and all that? What happens? The Devils and all that.
What a hero she is, Leah Williamson.
Yeah. Oh dear. Good. Let's do this trophy. Come on. I'm assuming trophies are in the pitch and not in the stands. Serena does not look happy, by the way. Don't blame her because literally that was the second half performance was poor. Can't be doing that. Cannot be doing that in the World Cup. You will get punished for that.
Yeah.
And they need to
pay much better than that, mate.
What's that?
We've got to pay much better than that.
Yeah.
So she's a bloody hero, mate. She's the reason why.
She's a complete milk in it. but she did all the hard work there. But she's the one that got us to for that line. Hang on. It would have been fine if you hadn't stopped 5 minutes prior.
A couple of quality penalties there, though, weren't there?
Oh, yeah. Bit of a weird way to take a potential winning penalty, though, in terms of Chloe Kelly's one. Like the hop, skip, and the jump, and then kick the ball. But hey, take it as it is. But got over the line, so fair enough. The first half couldn't complain. We dominated, and then the second half we fell off, and invited it, made a mistake. It went just, I think it should have. It was needless, but it's gone that way. And thankfully, we weren't punished. We got over the line and we won the game. Another trophy in the bag. And by the way, guess what? Yet again, no Tottenham players involved in the squad. Guess what? We're winning things.
I'll make sent me a picture of it, but you'll love this one. I'll make sent me a picture of it. He was in next. Yeah, right. You probably think this is a bit of a random one. They got shirts with parrots on at the moment.
God. Jesus Christ.
I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to purchase one.
What, we're going to keep the parrots in the back?
What?
What was that?
Literally. I'm going to send it to you now. I'll send it to you so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll see. The microphone's been a bit fuzzy at the moment.
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
Oh, parrots. I was going to say parrots. Yeah, get that. Yeah. Fucking,
what do you reckon?
Wear that on bloody, what's the name? Bring that with you on one day this evening.
Oh, mate. Mate, I've got to do it, you know?
Yeah, get it in.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to do it. It's going to be purchased, people. Yeah. The parrot is here.
And literally, even if it goes down to the last game of the season, bring it with you. Don't wear it on the way in, but bring it with you. If in the ground we do win it, get it on.
I was thinking of getting it all in. I'm just wearing it on Easter.
What's that?
Is that a bit too smuggery?
No, not at all. Where we're going.
I think I've got to do it, mate. I think I've got to do it. It's just got to be done, innit, really?
Just do it. And you know what? Even when you come up to the away day watch-alongs on here, wear it on. As long as we're top of the league, keep wearing it.
It's going to be done, mate. It's definitely going to be done. Let's see what she says.
Still got to get your costume though as well.
Parade. Yeah, mate. The costume, mate. We win the league, yeah, right. 100%, right. 100%. What I'll do, the problem is, right. I'll have to buy. Right, if it went down to the Wolves game, I'll have to just buy it anyway and just take the risk.
Yeah. If not, you've got it for fancy dress for next fancy dress party or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I could just get it from next fancy dress. But 100%, mate. Victory parade. I'll be dressed as a parrot. I think she's got a neck down near here as it goes. I might get in there tomorrow and get that little shirt.
I think we've still got one in States.
She's going, you're in for fuck's sake, laughing emojis. When we got to be done, she went, ha ha, no, it really hasn't. It's going to happen, mate. It's going to happen.
If there wasn't a sign before, there's a sign for you.
Oh, I'm going blue wall tomorrow as well, so there you go.
What's that?
I'm not going blue wall tomorrow anyway.
There you go, then. Oh, dear. So if you come on Sunday with the shirt on, I know you got it.
Well, I'm at a sister's Sunday, so I might have to just tap in and out on Sunday. If we get to be on the show.
Yeah.
But I will take my laptop there anyway.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's good. Obviously, yeah, we're chatting Saturday evening.
It's a big one Sunday, isn't it? Like the only good omen is last time I went there, I went there for what did I go there for? I can't remember what I went there for, but we played West Ham away. It was the last game I watched there last year. We won 2-1.
2-1, yeah. Gabriel and Rob Holding.
Rob Holding.
Yeah, Rob Holding the first, Gabriel the second.
I don't think it was Easter last year, though, was it?
No, I think it's a couple weeks later, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why we went there for. We went there.
No, we had, I think, it was before it was done. I don't know. It was before the. After the international break. No, it wasn't. It was after. It was around May time, wasn't it? Because obviously we had first 3 games back after the international break last year was Palace, Brighton at home, Southampton away. Then we had Chelsea our game in hand. Then we had United on the weekend, 4-2 and 3-1 and 1. And then we had the West Ham game the following week.
That fucking shirt's 34 quid, that is. Still got to be done.
Still got to go, surely.
Fucking parrot, it is. It's the parrot. It's got to be done, mate. It's got to be done. No one likes the parrot.
If we win the league, you're gonna wear that shirt all summer. Just popping up every now.
Mate, absolutely, mate. I'll be buying like loads of them. There's a pink one as well. If you look behind that one, there's a pink one in there.
Looks like it.
No, it's like birds. To be fair, they ain't parrots.
Oh, that's for the what's name? Yeah, it's birds. It's not parrots. That's what's name? What do you call them?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that one, mate. We're doing that one. The parrots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the trend back about parrots. Everyone's gonna buy a parrot. I might buy a parrot. Thinking, I actually have that, to be fair.
Now, if you want to, your Wi-Fi's still playing up, like in and out, sort of weird.
Shall I turn off and come back on?
Static wise, yeah.
Shall I come out?
Yeah, come out, come back in, see what happens. Something like that. It's very static here. I don't know why. It's been fine all right until the penalty shooter came along. And it's static mode. But hi, Chris, how you doing? I'm assuming you're going to the West Ham game. I think there's a home. I don't know. Okay.
Is that better?
There we go. No static. That's very staticky, like the last time, but now it's fine.
Anyway, back to the parrot.
Yeah, back to the parrot.
Have you tried? I know we spoke about it. Have you tried? Are they doing it on the StreamYard now? We can stream it to Facebook and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm streaming off YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter as we speak. But if you want, when we do watch-alongs when you come on, if you want to stream off your channel, you can stream off your channel as well at the same time on here.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go through it next. I'll send you.
Yeah, we'll go through it.
Go through it beforehand. But yeah, it's a new feature they've added to the setup and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, because that might get you some more. That might get more people watching, might.
Yeah, from other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kia Wolf has just been giving play of the match as well. Kia Wolf.
Spice the goal. Keeper didn't get the way she's acting.
He's absolutely looking at her face like, what the heck?
Like she's just happy. She it didn't cost him.
Got away with one there.
It makes you laugh. Like with the women's game, there's such a smile on their faces, even the referees and all that. In the men's game, everyone's just like,
this was sin.
oh, Leah, mate.
Well, we said it back in last summer. If you want a captain from a club in North London, you look for the Arsenal. You do not go Tottenham. Look, Euros, what's it?
Facts, not factuals, mate. It's factuals, absolute factuals.
Yeah, the Arnold Cup and all that crap. Whatever, another trophy, the next trophy as well. Again, do more than what America can do. That's because we've got a fucking Tottenham twat being our captain for the men's team. The sooner we get out, the better.
Like this, like if this was like the men's game, no one would be clapping the Brazilians, would they?
No.
I think it's a great testament to the women's game that 83,000 turn up.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
It is that when you think about it from that point of view, it is absolutely awesome that 83,000 fans turn up for that game.
And what I'm liking is, again, I think it's sort of popped into the men's game. Like, if the team loses a final, the losing team, they put the medals that given to them, they'll put them next to whipping them off. Like the girls there, look, they've lost, but they're getting these medals here, but they're keeping them on. They're not just going, what they're giving to them, let's taking it off and looking at that face of thunder. It's like, okay, not what we wanted, but we do it the old school like literally just it is what it is. I find it disrespectful. You want to win it, you're gutted and all, but to show some respect. Take it off in the tunnel in your dressing room or whatever.
What was this game for? Is it just a game that you went trophy out of?
It's just a thing that UEFA have set up now, basically. When the men did it last summer, Italy versus Argentina, because so it's like the men's European champions versus the Copa America men's champions, which was Argentina. I think it was Argentina won that. I don't know. That was at Wembley, and they decided to be inclusive. They did a female equivalent as well. Which we've seen now. This is the first one. It's basically again women's European champions versus the Copa America champions of the women's game, which is Brazil. It's just something they've made up just for an extra bit of punch, basically. The looks of it.
Very much, James.
Daly getting the medals now. So, Hampton getting their medal. So Rossi, another doing that. Another Poon. Georgia Stanway. No, absolutely milking, because in the background there's really milking it.
Got some young girls there, isn't there?
Yeah. Chris saying he's in Berlin now. Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, you mentioned you're going to Berlin. Yeah, the Bundesliga game. Fair enough. There's the. Went to the West Ham game last. Oh, what the guys? Okay, just went out today. But that was something for you as a neutral. Not the biggest trophy, is it? Look at it. I mean, for all the fuss they've made of this and all that. Look. Are they really going to give Mary to lift it with Leah? Really, Mary? You saved a penalty that you put us in. I'll be a. Leah's our captain. Oh, there we go. We won the trophy. Yeah, and Mary was joining in by lifting it with Leah. Personally, Leah's the captain. She should be lifting it first on her own, and then Mary just being what she is, milking it today. Even though she put us in a situation to play the backside.
Yeah, don't really get all that. She's probably milking the goalkeeper. I just don't get it.
She put us in the penalty shootout. If she held her own in the first place, it would have been 1-0. It won it in normal time, but oh no, she had to make a mistake and make herself a hero, or somewhat a hero, anyway. But so one of the 3 missed penalties.
Well, I understand that she's relieved and all that, but Jesus, it's like she's bloody gone over and beyond. Let's have a see what everyone's saying on the Twitter world about her.
Oh, imagine, jeez. All right, Mary, you can rein it in a bit now. You've lifted the trophy a few times.
Earps PR is Crazy. We won't forget that mistake, by the way.
We'll see.
Oh, behave, mate.
Oh, yeah. Brazil players are going to lap of honour before I like to do that as well with the trophy. Good to see the players step around though, for both teams as well. Yeah, give her back her. There's the captain. Give her a trophy. She leads you, not you. Out. But these lotties enjoyed herself tonight. She's at the game.
You reckon she's the best goalkeeper in the world?
Yeah. Again, yeah, one moment, one mistake, right about it for that. But yeah, not knocking back. Don't like the fact she's milking what she has done, but yeah, it is what it is. But the other girls are doing that after one of the trophy and all that. The big shows that the band stayed turned out tonight. But as I say, Lottie, she'll be there tonight as well. So she's a way to the journey up the other side of London as well. Serious spot tonight.
You read that?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Where's Twitch as well? Why do Twitch get the random comments like that? Oh dear. Yeah. Let's have a look. Russia sent me this, and I'll send it. This is what Russia sent me on the group chats. I'll send it over to you. I've sent it. Hopefully, it's gone to you.
What's that?
It's a TikTok video that he's put in the one of the group chats. So I've sent it over to you as well. It says when we talk next one the trophy, there's a picture. There's a video. There's Elton John's in the video.
Typical Spursy.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh.
God, at least that's one thing. I mean, again, I've said there's a few Tottenham fans on my timeline literally giving, "Oh, we deserve better. We deserve this." Like what? I mean, mate, in your lifetime, in your golden generation, in your golden generation, under built from Parch onwards, you've not won anything. You got to a Champions League final, bottled it after 30 seconds. You got to a League Cup final, sacked the manager 2 days beforehand, and then lost that. And in the meantime, Arsenal, again, we know this, we can admit this, in our worst period in our lifetimes, the worst era for us, we won a 2014, 2015, 2017, and 2020 FA Cup, and we're on the verge of winning a league title. If we do win a league title, that's 5 trophies more than Tottenham's done in their golden generation. Oh, but we deserve this. We deserve the world class managers. No, we don't. Again, Tottenham fans need to get out of their heads that they're a big club. They're not a big club. They need to move on, accept it, and just go back to what they were: relegation cannon fodder team. Go and get Glenn Hoddle back.
Good old Spursy. Again, I'm not. I know that as I say, it's just a trophy they've made up to get a few extra bugs. But you'd think they're making more of an effort with the trophy, make it a bit bigger at least. Oh yeah.
Oh, dear. Right. Yeah.
Going after these people. I haven't got home to go to.
I was about to say.
You know, it's 10:15 and they're still in the stadium.
Yeah. Bloody hell. No, but yeah, time now. My clock over there. No, literally. The game wasn't again. I'm about to say the game hasn't been. The game wasn't all that. The girls got the win over it in the end. Got the trophy and all that. The inaugural winners and all that crap. But you know what? I still enjoy the stream tonight, guys. Again, good chat with Liam and you guys in the chat. Getting involved as well. But yeah, we go again now. Obviously, we're now full focus ahead now. It's this Easter weekend with a podcast tomorrow with with Joel and hopefully someone else to confirm tomorrow night as my guest for tomorrow night podcast, and basically be touching on the previous games, but also looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be at 7 o'clock tomorrow night UK time. All will be out about 8:30 after the podcast, the live podcast is over. And then match of day on Saturday. Also, not enough match of day Saturday, but also after Southampton versus Man City, as I said last week. I'll be covering. I've decided until the top match is over, cover both teams. Obviously cover Arsenal, obviously, but keep our close eye on Man City in their games as well, and see what happens. And pray to God that Southampton can do us a favour. And I've got a match of day later on that evening, and then the big one on Sunday. And that kickoff as well. Nothing going on at Anfield. Oh dear.
What can
but you know,
go wrong?
Yeah. Well, let's not go. Let's be positive. We ended the duck up the toilet bowl in North London back in January. Let's do it at Anfield now.
Absolutely.
One better now. You out on Saturday in Southampton? Are you busy?
I think I'll come back to you. I think there was talk about where we was going to our mum and dad's in the evening, but I'll let you know.
Yeah, no worries. We can talk again. Talk about it near the time. I'm not watching it.
You do the Southampton game, right?
Yeah, 5:30. Yeah, Southampton Man City. But you know what? Title race. Keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
So it's over. And then obviously, yeah, Sunday, as I say, 4 o'clock going live. Liverpool will be Arsenal at Anfield, and hopefully Arsenal get the men's team get their heads over that line again. Get in there, get the 3 points, get out of there, and piss off going everyone and the doubt even more, and get us up one step closer to that league title in other guys' hands on May 28th. Oh my days. Apart from that, guys, yeah, we're going to wrap things up. I'm going to see you on the other side. Liam, what have you got on your channel? So
absolutely nothing, mate.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at the moment.
Even the man can't do Middleman can't do nothing then. Has he got
nothing? Silch.
He got into hiding. Okay.
Would you?
Oh, what's that?
I said, would you?
I mean, they got a point out of Tottenham, so that's something to celebrate at least.
That's just Spursy, though, isn't it? Typical Spursy.
Oh, of course.
Now, I've got nothing going on at the moment. I might do a show next week, but I just think I'll be a bit busy, mate. So.
Yeah, obviously. I've got the main event coming up soon in the next few weeks as well.
Yeah. And I do want to do a couple of things, but it's just getting time. Really.
Yeah, it's cool. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you on the other side. If you haven't already, and you've enjoyed tonight's show, even though the game hasn't been all that, we do keep the conversation going between us on all things Arsenal. If you enjoyed it, do smash that like button. Do hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. And do check the contact around because it does massively help the channel grow. And we'll see, as I say, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock UK time for a Good Friday podcast with myself and Joel and hopefully another guest or two ahead of the Liverpool game. And we'll see how we go from there. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And as always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.